explore it. And that is the whole purpose of having other characters. Sweet Fraser's doing that very well.
We go back into the Soul Chamber for another time. Man, I'm such a fan of this stage.
It's the one I've seen the most since since Aftermath even, but I love it. That interactable behind, you know, the pile of skulls thing, I don't even know what you'd call it. The fact that it launches, it gives so much damage to so many characters.
It's just also really fun to combo with as well, to be honest with you. However,
that'd have been nice.
Trying to OS, you know, he's trying to get that pick up there with the slide. Sweet Fraser still doing well. Escape failed. Not that it matters with Cetrion, but giving it a go. Giving it a go.
I mean, even if your character doesn't have escape failed KBs, seeing that happen shows you, like, it's good information. And that actually might be dead. Uppercut. Yeah, there it is. But even if you don't have KB throws, seeing that your opponent has teched wrong, it's good information because it tells you what direction are they teching. Do they tech in the right direction? Do they tech for safety? Are they trying to be big brain with it? Like, or are they teching the throw constantly, which now lets me press more buttons, right? It is information, and information is never a bad thing. There is no knowledge that is not power.
Boom, 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 boom. Corner pressure now. Oh, looking to enforce a grab, but immediately poked out of there by Fabs. Getting the side switching throw, going for the less obvious direction, right? Anything to get damage at this point when your match point down is going to be well needed. That down one, Noob Cybot. A lot more minus is that down one, not that it really matters in some of these cases. Oh, tries to grab again the wake up buttons from Fabs. Completely blowing it up. And there's that natural barrier. The down counter poke again. Looking for the neutral jump. That would have been so much damage. Fatal blow is ready. The fatal blow, I mean, Snoop Cybot. That fatal blow was a game changer.
Hang on a minute. That's a crucial block.
Yeah, there's a reason Fab did not try and text that. He's going to just sit and wait. Uh-oh, he's dead.
Oh, not close enough. Oh, could not get it.
He was pixels away. Surely, he was like micro steps away from being in the corner.
Does 4-2-2-1 just not work into fatal blow there?
No, you have to juggle first. And then
that's a shame.
Yeah, it's the upwards hitbox of it, basically, if that makes sense.
Oh, Fab, he is aggressive. He does not want to be in this corner.
No, he doesn't. I mean, look at his lack of meter. If he gets hit now, he's toast.
He's desperately trying to fight back here, pressing so many buttons, but oh no! We are looking at a lot of damage incoming. There's the launching teleport.
Boom.
Oh!
48% and dead. Brutality.
Around. Noob Cybot in the corner.
Man, I love this character so much. Noob Cybot is so sick. But yeah, that's it. Just shy of a 50% down 2 combo in the corner. And it's a simple one too. I mean, that is not a particularly complicated to confirm, but it's just optimized. If you play Noob Cybot enough, like Sweet Fraser will, you do have those confirms all the time. You land a hit, that damage is coming. And it's as simple as that. Really well played, and Sweet Fraser now moving on to the next round of winners. Fabs we might be seeing in the top 4. Depends on if he can make it that far. And our next matchup, you know, we'll get that ready to start as soon as possible. But it's been an entire day, I think, of just these kind of methodical games. You know, we had the Cetrion versus the Scorpion. We then had the ranged game of Sonya or Cassie versus the Sindel, and just now, you know, Cetrion versus Cybot.
Yeah, I really do think. No, I think this is a testament to European and, you know, CIS. I mean, whenever I say European, I refer to this entire kind of area, right? European and CIS together. I think it's a testament to European Mortal Kombat 11. I think Europe has always had a tendency to be a little bit calmer, a little bit more kind of like methodical, a little bit more kind of slower paced.
We're not getting that in our next matchup, though, are we?
Oh, definitely not. But this is the kind of real polarizing. Whereas, like, for North America has always been a much more aggressive community, right? Much more aggressive scene in terms of like gameplay and the characters they pick and the styles they enforce. But as you correctly said, our 4th and final round 1 match is going to be very different to the pace we have seen coming up to this now, as we have K-Top versus Sleeping Lion ready to start. These are 2 high-octane, high-speed players. They always bring flashy picks. Now, K-Top, I'll talk about Sleeping Lion a little bit first. Sleeping Lion is Kung Lao through and through with a Nightwolf for if things just aren't working out. That tends to be the dynamic. Yes, but the Kung Lao is still primarily Lotus Fist, which is something that is interesting to say, kind of, you know, post-patch, because Lotus Fist is a very, I would say, the most, if anything, meter-intensive character in the game. and the entire variation of the character is built around that. And Sleeping Lion is willing to do it. You know, we saw him in Massive Strike over the weekend. We've seen him in Open Series. He is current Open Series weekly champion. He did win a week ago, so he's going into this with a lot of momentum, a lot of that speed at his fingertips, no doubt. But on the flip side, K-Top. K-Top has always been a much more of a fan of, you know, kind of hyper mobility and cancels and trickiness. We've seen Jackie from him. We've seen Fujin. But interestingly enough, last week we saw him throw a bit of a curveball into the mix and play Jade of all characters. Now Jade, it is all of his you know, looking at his player card in the lobby, we can see it is fully turned over to Jade. So it actually looks like K-Top might be playing Jade this time as well.
I do remember us talking about this though when we talked about K-Top using the Jade, and the last time we did see K-Top, it was Jade with the variation name New Main question mark.
Yeah,
and
that was the one.
We had kind of, I think, referred to how when we first started seeing K-Top back in the Mortal Kombat X days, it was rush down or bust. He mained run cancel characters. Like, he didn't even have a one set main. I know Raiden was the favorite, but he played Liu Kang, he played Predator, he played anyone that had a run cancel, he'd play him. Even had a Devourer by the end of it because of that. But with Injustice 2, he started to play characters that were a bit more defensive because it was a defensive game. You know, it's a defensive game, was Injustice. And it kind of has allowed him, I think, now to be a bit more individual. You know, he can be more selective over which style he wants to play with what characters. Because like I said, he's got Jade, and we have seen him play Jade. Now he's playing Jackie. Fujin is another character that he plays, which is very high octane, very fast. So he's quite layered, actually. He's a bit more versatile than he used to be. And I think it's just his own progression as a player. He's not just rushed down these days. He's defensive as well when the occasion calls for it.
Now, it actually looks like it is going to be the Jackie as start. So I did say K-Top has a Jackie. Definitely ticks the boxes for K-Top's kind of more offensive and aggressive style. And this is going to be the grenade launcher upgraded. We've seen this many, many, many times. And on the flip side, Sleeping Lion, the Lotus Fist. That double amp orbiting hat he has definitely been willing to do, especially early on, right? No surprise to see him being so aggressive immediately. No confirm on the orbiting hat, but turns the advantage into a grab at the very least. And there it is again. The eternal mind game. If Jackie's jumping above you, to projectile or not. We're going to see the hat. Yeah, there it is. Now, Sleeping Lion not afraid to pull the trigger on the double orbiting amp. That's very dangerous. Oh, raw anti-air. Hello.
MK9. That's what that is. That's an MK9 anti-air right there. And the side switching throw. I should give him a comfortable round, and it will Sleeping Lion up 1 round. K-Top's variation name. Sorry, job's a job. I think this is something about some Jackie players that are apologetic playing the character, and it's like, if it's in the game and you're playing in a tournament and you play Jackie, it's just the way it is. It's not your fault the character's good.
You should never feel bad for the characters you play. You know what I mean?
Said the MK9 Cyrax player, like a true.
Said the MKX Quad Cheat player. Thank you very much. Pretend you're above me.
Hey,
we're both equally dirty.
I played super honest Triborg at the end. Yeah, lovely confirm. I mean, for both of us though, mate, it's coming from experience, isn't it? If it's in the game and it fits your style, then all the power to you. As far as I'm concerned. Sorcerer Quan, and it's 90% chip, my favorite. I love that character so much.
Hey man, you know, if you're playing football and you got a pair of football boots that are really comfortable, they're shiny, you know, they've been upkept well, they're really comfortable to use, and there's a pair next to them and they're ragged and they're 20 years old and hurt your feet and give you blisters, which pair are you going to wear? You're going to feel bad about using the good ones, are you?
Boom, 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 bam! Side switch grab. Even exchange, a swift round 2 there, anti-air down 2 just to stay consistent. Waits for the up 3, right as Sleeping Lion actually builds the meter, I think, actually does that. Looks for the instant jump anti-air, but with the fatal blow ready, can K-Top find that opening? Oh, he tries to bait it! But wait, actually, it will.
Not. Oh, he actually did it.
Take the damage. He has no other resources to get more damage. I think he just wants to cash out here and bring us into our next stage. All right.
Oh my god, K-Top. That was dangerous.
He didn't want to sit still on wake up. He did not want to sit still on wake up. That's what happened there.
I feel like out of all the crushing blows in the game that are range dependent, I really do feel like Jackie's dash punch has got to be the most lenient in terms of the range you can be at. I think it's because it's a lot faster than a lot of the other ones as well, though, right? So you kind of get to that. Because a lot of these, like, you know, connect from max range crushing blows, aren't actually max range. It's hit them late in their active frames, which usually ends up being max range. But because Jackie's are so fast, I feel like you get to that point so much quicker. But regardless, K-Top, that round was not looking like it was going well for him at all. But, you know, a combo cashed out into Fatal Blow, into Meaty Crushing Blow. That's damage that can sneak up on you if you're not careful. I like the way Sleeping Lion is playing, though. The anti-air spins, the confirms. He is playing solid. Was very close to being a round 3, but close but not close enough, evidently. But I guess it kind of gives us a minute to go back to that conversation, though, right? Of the whole, you know, you shouldn't feel bad about playing certain characters, because at the end of the day, if you are playing in a tournament, you're a competitive player. If you like playing the characters, like, hey, your own enjoyment and your method of the game is important. You know, there's no two ways about it. You shouldn't feel pressured to not use what you like because it's a good character or because it's a strong variation. Because at the end of the day, like, I mean, you've got the game same as everyone else. You're competing. You're putting in the time. If you want to play something and it's not against the rules to do so, then you have nothing to feel bad about. Oh, the walk back.
This is where we're at the moment. The fact that Jackie effect, one of the absolute best variations in the game so far. You know, we were just talking about Cetron, and there's that back-to-back down 3. It's why Kung Lao is able to do it when he has those 2 variations of the orbiting hat. Yeah, because you wait for an orbiting hat, nothing happens. He sticks out another down 3, and then the kind of mind game begins all over again. That's why when we see players that loved Lotus Fistmaster, they stick with it. You know, they stick with it even now.
What is particularly dangerous about Sleeping Lion, though, is he amplifies the double orbiting hat on block more than a lot of people, but he's always continuing to press, right? I actually don't think, in the many tournaments I've seen him play in, I don't think I've ever seen him double amp and then block. He always goes to the double amp into more offense, which is so dangerous because he's just spent all of his bar. He can't possibly cash out on that much damage if he gets a hit, and obviously on block he's definitely dead. But I think that's just a testament to how Sleeping Lion, he wants to play at 100 miles an hour all the time, and you have to be able to keep up with him or slow him to a crawl and never let him pick that speed back up. You have to try and contain him as best as possible. It's so much easier said than done because he is so relentless in his offense. Oh, hello. Oh!
Does the grab a little bit too early, not that it matters as K-Top. He will spend both bars. He's going to catch out Max here. Give us that classic ender. 38%. It's just so much damage. It really is. The grenade launcher fixing that considerably. And he gets the forward 4 reset. That was calculated there from Sleeping Lion. Does the 1-2-1. You think he's going to finish it. You try and jump out and the forward 4 confirm comes through. That will be the round. And a good sequence there from Sleeping Lion.
Now that second bar of both is about to come back. And it's forever the silver lining of Orbiting Hat. It might use a lot of bar, but it does come back as fast as possible. You know, not every move will regenerate bar at the same speed. Oh, this is a corner combo. Oh no, this is gonna hurt. Oh, he dropped it! And he still did almost 400.
Still gets himself a nice little mid.
Oh no!
Launch in the corner. K-Top able to turn the tide just a little bit.
Plus frames, no, finishes the string. There's the plus frames, and Sleeping Lion holding up from it. That could have been very dangerous, but was not. Risk paying off. And now a pixel away from getting that fatal blow is K-Top. Oh, the late hit, but oh, that didn't combo. Oh no, the double hit, but no finish. K-Top! Oh, we found it. That was very close to being a disaster for K-Top. He got the hit, but just missed the follow-up. So close to dropping it, but again, close, but no cigar. K-Top still able to win the game. Still going to go to a 2-0 lead. Now, I want to say Sleeping Lion, he does play a lot of Kung Lao. You know, a tremendous amount of Kung Lao. It is the main, as we feel the most comfortable with. But I will say Kung Lao versus, I think specifically this variation of Jackie, he does seem to struggle against. Which, you know, this is a very strong version of the character. This is very dangerous in the right hands, to be sure. But we have seen Sleeping Lion opt to go for Nightwolf in matchups that we've seen him not really be able to get his game started. Is that one of those times, or we can see him stick? Okay, no, he's going to it, but it might be a different variation. No, he is going to stick to it. Okay, cool. So he's going to ride this wave for the full length. K-Top now has locked Sleeping Lion into this pick now for the entirety of the set of best of 5. K-Top, 2 games in the lead. We could have a swift 3-0 on our hands if he could seal this game, but we've seen Sleeping Lion do full game 5 comebacks before, so definitely not going to say it's not going to happen here. He is still our current champion of Open Series, you have to remember. He was able to win last week by taking out Mercer in Grand Finals? And does he have what it takes to bring this one back again a week later? Or will K-Top advance to winners round 2 to fight Sui Frazier in winners?
As we go into this next matchup, as you said, same variations, same matchup. The only thing that's going to have to change here is gameplay, perhaps. Now, that could have been a really bad choke from K-Top in that last round. I mean, that would have been disastrous.
But starting this game off,
the round,
confirmed, 400 damage, just one way of starting it.
Oh, and another one. Now, there's no meter just yet to amplify it. That string still works out, gets a neutral jump read, but a little bit too early on the neutral jump on the way down. But the way things are going, could be another
Lion
round.
I don't think Sleeping Lion has respected the 1-1+ frames a single time in this entire set. He's either jumping or pressing every time. Oh, wow, that was a... Oh, my goodness, Sleeping Lion!
What is going on? Sleeping Lion, I feel like he might just be playing a little bit tilted. Like, that wake-up fatal blow from jump distance into an immediate whiff dive when he has no life.
I don't think it's tilt. I think this is just what I was saying before, right? Sleeping Lion, he absolutely wants to play at this speed all the time. And, okay, nice anti-air. Good pick up, too. And this is kind of a continuation of that, where the closer he gets to the, back to the corner, not like in-game, but in the set, the more we see him do that. Maximum speed, maximum risk. But if he can hit you and swing that momentum straight away... Oh, he tries to hit the punish, just built the bar back as well, did K-Top.
Does the uppercut, looks for the jump. Jump does come, but the down 2 getting stuffed. Not that it matters. Knocked back into the damage over time, and Sleeping Lion, really nothing he could do. Completely overwhelmed, and it will be K-Top as our final player moving on to the next round of winners. Sleeping Lion will have to now play off-stream in the losers bracket. We might, and very well could, see him later, but that final game, I think, almost being a little bit too chaotic there with Sleeping Lion.
This is definitely going to be a dangerous losers bracket today. Every single player in this 8-man bracket has been proven to be a really solid player. Has seen either multiple open series or has seen multiple successes in various online tournaments. So this is going to be a bit of a shark tank of a losers bracket. So definitely don't envy anyone down there. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised. We could see any matchup in losers top 4, and it wouldn't be a huge surprise to me. I think that's the kind of caliber of player we're here with today.
Absolutely. I do know that I believe if my social media is correct, I do think Aston Massa is out. He was just kind of, I saw him on social media, just being like, didn't play well today, GG's to everyone. He's cheering on Mirko as always, so no doubt we'll probably see that in the bracket in a minute. But that's our first round of winners already coming to a close. And we have got some pretty juicy next lined up games actually in that respect, so I'm looking forward to that. It's been a fun day so far. It's just a nice demonstration still of just how strong Europe and CIS is. We'll check out the bracket after the break. And on that note, let's go to a break and set up our next set of matches. See you in a bit.
Week 3 of December for the MK Open Series began with newcomer Yang taking on Omi. In a back and forth match that would set the pace for the day, Omi managed to pull out the win in the final game. Sleeping Lion's Kung Lao seemed to have heads up on Mercer's Scorpion. However, a switch to Cetrion was enough to bring it to Game 5, where the Shaolin still ended up on top. K-Top made his second Open Series appearance against Cassie Cage specialist Fabs. After an unsuccessful first round, K-Top switched to a possible new main in Jade, but it was too little, too late, as Fabs clutched out the win.
Oh my god, what a set that was!
EU East Pro Competition champion Val took on Law Corridor's protege, Schoolman. A barrage of super jumps led us to the fourth Game 5 of the day, but Val's Sindel had more than enough answers to pull Schoolman out of the air and into the lower bracket. Both of the upper semi-final matches told the same story, with Sleeping Lion and Val pulling off reverse sweeps against Omi and Fabs, respectively.
Oh, so good.
In the upper bracket finals, Sleeping Lion and Val would try to ride the momentum from their comebacks into grand finals. For the first time in the day, a set didn't go to Game 5, as Sleeping Lion quickly swept the set. In the lower bracket, Mercer was running through opponents with vengeance of a revenant, defeating Omi and Val to make it all the way back from a round 1 loss into the grand finals. Mercer's reign of terror continued into grand finals, resetting the bracket in yet another Game 5. Despite finding success with Scorpion, Mercer made a questionable switch to Cetrion, committing to her for 2 losses and allowing Sweeping Lion the space he needed to become this week's Open Series champion for EU.
Oh, that's it. And a brutality, surely. Yes, indeed. Sleeping Lion.
In North America, the Mighty Unjust began the day showing off the power of the newly popular Shiva Dragon stance against Dark Thunder Fox. Titanium Tigers returned to the Open Series for the first time since his last victory, reminding us all of why he was Hella champion material as he took on Hella Larry Sindel. Biohazard took on LS Muerto and continued to keep us guessing as to which character he would pick. A return to Bone Picker Baraka was the choice of the day, and a successful one at that, as the corner pressure looked completely unstoppable throughout. The first semi-final gave us a rematch of Titanium Tigers and the Mighty Unjust from 2 weeks ago. Despite Tigers coming out ahead last time, the tables definitely turned as the Mighty Unjust found his answer in Jackie Briggs. On the other side, Ice Scorpion and Biohazard battled it out for the first time since MK Ultimate's release. We saw a back and forth between Sonya and Kano. However, an unsuccessful Game 5 switch to Jackie from Ice Scorpion spelled victory for the Black Dragon.
Oh, get away! Get away from him! Oh.
The upper bracket finals was a truly classic match between the Mighty Unjust and Biohazard. After being defeated twice by Sub-Zero last week, Biohazard would have to face the character again, but none of the 3 different character attempts would work out as the Mighty Unjust Sub-Zero closed out another victory. Ice Scorpion and Titanium Tigers would meet in one of the highest profile top 4 matches in Open Series history. Jackie seemed to be a problem for Tigers early on, but a switch to Kotal Khan gave him the answers he needed to advance to the top 3. Biohazard took the early lead in the lower bracket finals against Titanium Tigers, but a switch to Cetrion began pulling the match in the other direction until a tremendous 70% life Biohazard comeback confirmed his place in the Grand Finals. Grand Finals was another chance for Biohazard to overcome not only the Sub-Zero matchup, but the Mighty Unjust matchup. Committing to Kano this time, Bio did find slightly more success, but not quite enough to stop the Mighty Unjust from becoming the champion of this week's MK PlayStation Open Series.
He actually does it, and it's unjust.
PlayStation.
Welcome back to the PS4 Tournament's MK11 Open Series EU, where our first round of matches are complete, where we saw Mirko take it 3-1 over Asso Matza, Vitiaz 3-1 over his teammate Val, with some mercies thrown in there to keep things spicy, Sui Frazier 3-1 over Fabs, and K-Top with a 3-0 sweep over Sleeping Lion. Welcome back. We are just about to start our winners round 2 matches of today's EU action, where we've had a fairly relatively, I would say, stable and consistent matches to start us off. I think we always kind of get this idea going into Europe. I think whenever we have brackets like this, which are stacked with very just reliable players, you know, consistent tournament performers, we're guaranteed some good games, and we've had exactly that today. But we are seeing a winners round 2 match that we haven't seen before in Open Series, as we go into Mirko from Italy versus Vitiaz. Now, Vitiaz is a teammate of Val, who is a player we've seen do very well in the Open Series and the various online tournament space. But we also saw in Community Tournament Massive Strike over the weekend, Vitiaz was able to get very far to losers finals of their pool with this Sonya Blade. But a first time showing in Open Series, was able to defeat his teammate Val in the first round in a very strong match. And Mirko using this Teleport Cancel and Demon Breath Scorpion, which I do hope he's picked again, because it's been very cool to watch.
I think he has. I recognize the variation name.
Yeah!
And he will. It's just something that he's been using a lot. It's the first time I've actually seen it in tournament. I know some players were using it before those like mechanical changes to it were made. But since then, Mirko is the only one I've seen actually rock it. And, at least right now, to good success. Going up against Vitiaz in this next round of winners. Whoever wins this moves into winners finals. So minimum top 3 at stake here. Guaranteed some prize money. I'm just listening to the intros, as I always do. Oh, especially with these movie skins, like perfect. Absolutely perfect. But here comes now, wow, immediate teleport coming through. And that 2-1 stagger overcommits to the grab just a bit. I think a bit too far away for it to connect as now the Jazz get pretty clean punish. The jump into teleport cancel, classic Scorpion. But there's that counter poke we've been seeing. Down 1 into Flame Breath. You thought Scorpion's down 1 was annoying. Well, try down 1 Flame Breath.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, and the double bar spin? Okay, I absolutely love that choice from Mirko, because the first time he got Flame Breath, VitJazz was just holding up out of it, right? And that was how he dealt with it. Got hit by it, held up, made the grab. No, he actually jumped out of the forward 4, showing that the forward 4 might not jail from that range, so he's showing that knowledge. So Mirko immediately spent the 2 bars to go for the Flame Breath again, and this time the grab. And again, it's really forcing VitJazz to make these big decisions every time. And that is good information if you're Mirko.
Having to make that hard decision off a Flame Breath. It can't be an easy decision. I love these corner combos. Mirko has always had my favorite Scorpion combos of anyone. They're so clean. Speaking of clean, that's a real clean up 2 out of that forward 3-4. Immediately trying to shut it down. Down 3 into short hop overhead. The Sonya special at this point. What's it going to be on wake up? There's the defense. Grab coming through though. Scorpion in a good position. And the fact that Mirko's got that meter.
Not good for Mirko though. He put himself in the corner in the process there. So get out on a jump kick. Okay, just a simple jump kick to escape. And VitJazz does the exact same thing. It might not be over here. Oh! What the grab. This time, VitJazz. That's going to take the first game. Mirko playing with fire a little bit there, but able to finish it off anyway. And that Demon Breath. I've got to say, I love seeing this from Mirko. I genuinely do think that some of these Scorpion customs have not seen the gameplay that they should have seen. I know Scorpion is one of those characters where, because so many Scorpion players will definitely not want to be seen without the teleport cancel, it does limit his options compared to a lot of characters, because if you want the teleport cancel, and that is core to how you play, and it does a lot for Scorpion, right? So there are a lot of reborn players that they've kind of shaped their game plan around the existence of the teleport cancel. So to take it gets rid of 2 of their 3 slots. So they're effectively playing their core Scorpion with 1 extra move. And for some Scorpion players, that's not the biggest difference in the world, because the main gameplay is coming from the teleport cancel. So it's like the sprinkling of what else you want won't be as impactful as what other characters can do. However, that doesn't mean that extra slot is pointless or completely not worth putting time into considering at all. And we're seeing that here. This Demon Breath has been an integral part of every match Mirko has won today in this tournament, and hopefully continues to win, because I want to see as much of this as possible.
Sorry, I had to mute my microphone so quickly, clear my throat.
Right.
The weird thing about Scorpion is, recently, I think he's one of the more unusual ultimate characters for me, because we see so many Scorpions still just playing Reborn, but they'll still go an entire series without using the air grab once. And my brain just, this could just be an ignorant opinion as someone who doesn't play Scorpion, but surely the utility of something you'll use more than air grab is worth at least having. You know, I can't shake that train of thought. However, by the way, 37%! 37% into a guess.
370 damage plus 18 restand. Bros! Same side, no less.
Hang on a minute. Side switch. No anti-air from Mirko. The down poke into the grab. Hang on. The Jazz working on a real impressive comeback here. Pushing for the spear. The cancel. That was a bait. That had to be a bait, that spear. He teleported. He did not hesitate to teleport after that.
My goodness, this Flame Breath is putting in so much work. Oh, there's the counter poke.
Oh, the mix-up.
Oh, everything's coming up Millhouse. Oh, there it is
So
again.
hard. Yes? No. Remember, the amp version I don't believe is a plus.
Oh,
Oh my.
oh, the drop again, though. That's the second time today Mirko has dropped that off the down 2 KB. The short hop. Wake up jump again. VitJazz does not want to be sitting still here. Not with
Now
that
you have a throw.
there.
Now you have a throw KB, and the counter hit forward 3-4 is still there as well, I believe.
Oh,
Any
3
Flame
back-to-back 50-50s block Mirko. And yet teleport, no! But the breakaway does keep VitJazz alive.
If any Flame Breath connects here, VitJazz has got to guess for game. If it comes out,
Oh, there it is
no
again.
guess needed. Wait a minute, doesn't that have a brutality on it?
Probably an
I'm sure it
MK1
does.
reference, right? If anything's gonna have an MK1 reference, it's that. I hope so.
Mirko, you're the only Scorpion I've seen using Flame Breath. Why don't you do the Brutal on the end of it? Maybe it's got a requirement that I didn't know, but...
Hey, under this circumstance, I'm totally happy to forego seeing the cool finishing moves if it means seeing the cool variation.
That 37% corner combo into a guaranteed guess, like plus 18.
Oh,
bro.
God. So good, man.
Dude, people were saying that people were saying that Flame Breath is like not good after that like nerf it received. I don't know, man. I mean, this looks a little bit more useful to me than an air grab that you don't use for an entire series. But I don't mean to sound sarcastic here as well, by the way, folks. It's just I just can't understand it. I just don't understand it personally.
But this is the point of customs, though. It's not about having one variation that you use against everything. It's about having the options. You know, there might be characters that the air grab is more useful because you're like Mirko is not going to be seen without the teleport cancel, right? So there are going to be characters that one move might be different. Sometimes you want the advantage of Flame Breath. Sometimes you might want the NJP. Sometimes you might want the air grab. Sometimes you might want something like Death Spin, right? If the character can't punish it, there might be these things that you want to have instead. Still though, Mirko
again. The Jazz really struggling to deal with this situation.
This is the point about the Demon Breath, though. You know, not to kind of just keep talking, but as long as a button is guaranteed off the Demon Breath, a throw is a mix-up. If you're guaranteed anything, a throw is a mix-up. Because that's going to work. Is it going to be button or throw? Strike, throw. That's how it works.
That reversal throw, bringing himself back in. Now we have that Jazz changing character. Cassie trying to give himself a bit more of an advantage here. Now we actually haven't touched on the fact that a lot of players did definitely say that they don't like playing Scorpion. They don't like playing Scorpion as Sonya. You know, Scorpion has got a lot of answers for what Sonya brings to the table. This change, it doesn't surprise me at all, to be honest. And there's no breaker available for Mirko, so this should be, not quite enough. 1% off, and he gets a cheeky little down one, but it's not quite enough to get the win. It's now a round up here for Jazz. This change to Cassie, feeling a bit necessary, perhaps. Like I said, Sonya versus Scorpion. Sonya players have never liked that matchup.
Cassie is a bit more of a longer range character on paper in terms of the kneecapping. Very few Cassie players not using that anymore, but still. But no, that's going to be a big thing though. The long range mid punishes.
Max range down 4.
Watch out. You have to really watch out for the flame breaths now. Cassie is not going to struggle to punish them. Oh, confirm.
That's the whole combo rock. Overcommitting to the 1-1-2, that's going to mean has to hold something. In this case, that forward 4, right? Looking good. And another one. Is that a game?
Hello.
Yes.
That's 400 damage out of absolutely nowhere. Yeah, that's just a mid confirmed twice in a row. 400 life. Job done. Game over. Vitchaz. This Cassie cage. Making a big difference here.
Cassie. No, but it is making a big difference because this kind of goes back to having that, not pocket character, but I think definitely secondary. Vitchaz, when we see Vitchaz play, it's Sonya, right? It's mostly Sonya with a little bit of Cassie for when it feels like Sonya doesn't quite cut it. And I think in this matchup, it is one of those situations because, again, I really don't want to kind of regurgitate the same point 3 times quickly, but Sonya versus Scorpion. Scorpion has a lot of options against Sonya, and it's stuff that can make Sonya players, I think, just not really enjoy that matchup very much. So losing 2 games, going to Cassie, getting a game on the board, because just giving yourself a different set of tools, different matchup probably prefer, to be honest with you. And now it's 2-1. So we'll see if this Cassie has enough to bring a sweep. Have a look.
I mean, this is the first time I've seen Vitchaz, but it does not mean that Vitchaz is a newcomer to competitive. You know, we've seen Vitchaz in the online space. We've seen in other tournaments in the community, maybe just not open series, but hey, this could be where that changes. I can't speak for how much Vitchaz has played in the qualifiers, but you know, you can definitely look at, I mean, any of our players, you know, and good information for anyone out there that maybe you're curious as to what players have been up to, or maybe you're a player and you want to see what other people their journeys have been like. You can look at the profiles on the competition center of all of these different players and see exactly who have they played each week, what was their qualifying like on Monday. Big punish. Oh, the breakaway immediately, Mirko. And another frostblock. Vitchaz. Okay, this Cassie cage really coming online now.
Cashing out on big damage for that one. The second you see a Scorpion player do a jump kick into Telly, like their entire goal. Lovely pickup, actually. Down 1.
Oh, hello. We see a fail blow.
Piece.
No, we're gonna save it.
Save it for this. Cassie's forward 4. Always been such an amazing mid to enforce afterwards. That nutcracker. Tries to interrupt with the counter poke and wisely wisely not spending that KB. No, that button can crushing blow on counter hit, but there's no reason to if the damage doesn't need to come out.
Now, Vityaz is playing this very well so far. Keeping things safe. Nice breakaway. Doesn't get up in time to punish. Oh, the counter poke of his own. That could get a bit of a taste of his own medicine.
I mean, cheeky business so far. As that forward grab comes out. You can see the importance of having these different characters, that you can play them well enough. Yeah, that's the whole thing, Rock. You don't really see that every day. 4-3, tick grab. Ah, Scorpion's back one environment tick. It's so filth. Always has been. Here comes another. The back three. Gets the jump in, tries to confirm, but Cassie already flying over, interrupts the Demon Breath. That's important information for Vityaz.
Oh, for the disrespect. Again, the flawless spot can't get off the trade, though. That must have been a really tight link, and there's the counter poke again. Guarantee buttons. No, he presses. Vityaz. That down one was risky,
I think the reason it happened, though, is because it's the amp. I'm pretty sure the amplified Flame Breath is not as plus as the standard version.
So I don't know exactly off by heart, so maybe...
No, I think so. I recall using it a while ago. It just doesn't look like it's as plus at all. But, you know, could be wrong. I'm sure someone in chat will know. Please let me know. But I'm pretty sure it is. Not as plus. However, there's that immediate break.
Oh, big whip. Oh, no punish.
Down two. No one home in the Jazz. Frozen up right there. That's unfortunate. Lovely grab on wake up, though. Knows the 1-1-2 is going to whiff. Have to hold something.
Oh,
block
no,
into punish, but again, no punish. The drops, what's going on here?
That's a drop you can't afford if you're Mirko, because this was looking like it was going to be... Oh, the punish! Yeah, this was looking like it was going to be a 3-0 sweep, but the swap to Cassie has completely changed it. You can see the difference, right? The long-range buttons to deal with the breath on block, more equipped just for the constant, just the resets that come with, you know, straight gun into confirms, into other options, the 9-frame mid to challenge these staggers. We really are seeing a lot come through here. Now, Mirko, does he have anything else he would go to? Because right now, I think it's kind of difficult, because I don't want to say he would just swap away from the Demon Breath now, but we are clearly seeing that Vityaz is a lot more comfortable at dealing with it with Cassie. So is this one of those instances that maybe you swap away from Demon Breath, or do you stick with it and just use it in a slightly different way? So many questions as we go into what is going to be our 5th and final match of the set. Winner guarantees winners finals. There's still a lot on the line here. What do we see from Mirko? Looks like he's considering it.
Now, I mean, this is a variation where I think Cassie will get much better punishes on Demon Breath. So, again, I'm sure he has other variations here too. He has a variation which is the classic, but it's just straight up Searing Rage up against the Cassie here. Now, this is the kind of extra element. Demon Breath, if you play a character that has a nice ranged and good reaching punish on the Demon Breath, it's not going to be as useful for you. So now he's got other variations. In this case, you know, just that good old traditional Searing Rage where, you know, when he's down, this tends to be like that go-to heavy hitting damage all the way out.
But that is damage. You know, damage is the name of the game with this variation. Your staggers go up, that's more damage. Strong combo enders. And that burning spear just to add more. Now, the throw game going to be very prominent here. Due to a lot of the we're going to see a lot of 2-1. Oh, the commitment! That big punish.
Absolutely, 29% just like that. For the 1-1-2 actually pressing, and that's going to do chunky damage. Always insane just how much that does.
Oh, my goodness!
Oh my lord!
An overhead. Can't say I've seen that happen before. Oh, empty jump back to Vityaz, the read, but the drop, no!
Costly drop this late into the match. That's the whole thing, Rock. The always turn stealing, letting the whole thing go. The down one afterwards always works out. There's the grab again for Jazz. Wait a minute, you're in chip territory now.
Oh! No! Mirko! No, break, keep him alive. Oh, and there it is, max range death spin. That's what you were thinking of, right? The chip damage to worry about. He had the bar to amp as well. That's very nearly a disaster, but Mirko being very he's just committing to so many of these teleports, but that's the swing rage game. And tries to interrupt, but that is plus. Trip guard! Oh, unbreakable.
Oh, all of it. All of it unbreakable. 26% now damage over time. Guarantees a spear buff for even more pressure. Lovely throw tech. But this is where things get really scary now for Vityaz. Not a single touch he's taken this round has been breakable. And here comes the grab. More damage than normal thanks to spear buff. Instant jump. And normal. friendship. If Mirko wanted, he could have done a proper friendship there. That's insane. Flawless victory at the end of the game. Everything at the end was perfectly calculated. The unbreakable damage, the pressure, and it shows that Searing Rage, this variation, still has a rather significant place in the game, I think.
I mean, for sure, for Scorpion. We saw it all used there, and that's the importance of what Mirko has been able to do. You know, Mirko has had quite the journey as a Scorpion player, and there are certain elements that maybe he'll think the teleport cancel isn't necessary. And this is the first time I've seen him since Ultimate, so it's nice to see that he's still experimenting. I definitely thought that Mirko would not be seen without the teleport cancel, but it's nice to know that he is a bit more versatile than that, as we saw here, right? There's the Searing Rage, the extra strings, the staggers that come with it, the mind games, the plus frames that you can really utilize more because 2-1 is plus, but now you have an extra hit at the end of it that they can't just, flawless block because of the usual 2-1-2. The damage output, the death spin for chip damage and max range, like, it's good and it still works. And Mirko, thanks to that change, kind of in fitting fashion, considering Vityaz was able to almost reverse things with a full character change, a variation change is what's going to seal the deal for Mirko and put him into another winners finals. Haven't seen Mirko in winners finals in a while, so it's nice to have him back here again. But we are moving on to our second winners round 2 match, which is going to be Sui Frazier versus K-Top. Two very different kind of styles here. K-Top with the real speed, the relentlessness of that offense, and Sui Frazier a lot more of a kind of brick wall noob cybot, but again, not afraid to kind of be aggressive when the matchup calls for it. Now, the question is that what we're going to see? Because Sui Frazier has played very well against Jackie in the past with Noob. Quite recently, we saw him do well against Dizzy in Massive Strike over the weekend. But K-Top, does K-Top necessarily always bring the Jackie? Do we see the Fujin here? Because Fujin does quite well against Noob Cybot. Do we see the Jade, maybe? Because, clones won't be able to hit the glowing Jade, so maybe there's an element of that. What are we expecting to see here?
It's hard to say because it's one of those tricky matchups because Sui Frazier likely to wait to see what K-Top picks. Really struggling to talk today for some reason. God knows why. But what I was going to say is that Sui Frazier is likely to wait for K-Top selection and then either character or variation. I think it's more likely we'll still see Noob Cybot, but let's look at the potentials, right? Jade, Jackie, or Fujin, they're the characters that we've seen the most coming out of K-Top. I've seen Sui Frazier take Noob Cybot against all 3 of those in the past, but against Fujin, he's taken Devora in the past. So it's a real hard question because do we even see a hidden cursor here? If K-Top knows that Sui Frazier's likely to wait,
I think the hidden cursor is really dangerous in the current version of the game.
Because we've seen a lot of people get the wrong variation. A lot.
If you go for hidden cursor and there's 8 potentials, like even this, right? This is the real main go-to Fujin variation a lot of the time that we see nowadays, right? That Arsenal and Skywalker are like the real 2 core moves that allow Fujin to be incredibly explosive, and that Warped Needle tends to be the 3rd move because it's safe against a lot of characters, it's good damage off your restands, it's chip damage, it's the mind game of the flawless block on it, right? It's a good counter poke. But it's not always the answer. But we haven't seen K-Top use anything but this yet. And we may not even see it now, but it is definitely something that we might see. But that is always the point. And the reason we're talking about Hidden Cursor is this kind of circumstance is where Hidden Cursor tends to be really beneficial because you hide your cursor, they don't know who you're playing, so they have to make a read on you. And if they end up with a first round match they didn't want to play or they weren't ready for, obviously it's changing the dynamic. But because you now have up to 8 variations to pick when you hide your cursor, it's a lot more dangerous because it's really difficult to see what you're going with. We have seen people pick the wrong variation in tournament already because of it, which is not always great. However, where are we going to start this time? Okay, it's going to be Fujin.
It's the Fujin and Sickle Snag Noob Cybot. So this is what I was curious about. Sui Frazier, we've seen him before Ultimate. He'd picked Devora against Cloudwalker. It was Arachnophobia versus Cloudwalker, I think, if I remember right. And now I can only imagine that what's happening here, this is the other variation that we've seen Sui Frazier use a lot. Spirit Ball, Slide, and Sickle Snag. Sickle Snag gives you really big damage off a lot of your more consistent confirms, and importantly, anti-airs. He gets about 30% anti-air off pretty much every button because of Sickle Snag. And obviously, the utility it brings across the board is still really good. And you've got yourself that massive advantage of just projectiles from full screen. And as you can see there, forward 2 becoming 30% thanks to Snag. Really, really good combo. So not surprised.
But because he's got Snag, if he punishes Needle with forward 2, he's getting big damage off it every time.
Indeed. Here comes that corner pressure. Sweet Frazier, this custom noob. I've been really impressed with his loadouts.
Oh, hello. That's going to be the round, Sweet Frazier. That was pretty swift.
Indeed.
Round 2, fight.
Oh, raw fireball. And what that was trying to do.
Doesn't quite get the punish though. Down 4, hitting from a bit too far away. Looking to interrupt. I think not expecting K-Top to amplify it again so soon, but he will. K-Top doesn't really have a history of respecting your defensive options, to be honest with you. He's a very bold player. The cancel. Actually, going into the cancel instead of the Arsenal, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think he just wants to spend the bar, get a decent chunk of damage. Those corner combos still getting more. Just because you can Arsenal for no bar, you still get more if you go for the normal cancel, so tends to be a lot of players will still go for it if they can, if they want to squeeze out as much as possible. However, Sweet Frazier has K-Top cornered now. Oh, no anti-air again. Sweet Frazier really holding off on that down for anti-air. I think he wants to keep the corner. Oh, big punish!
And he keeps it unbreakable for a big chunk of it, just to get as much damage as possible. Lovely tech there from K-Top. Immediately gets caught, and this will absolutely be the game. Sickle Snag just because. Oh, no, never mind. Never mind. He wants that brutality instead. I thought he was going to do the Sickle Snag brutality, but instead he does the upclone. Fair enough, and respect.
Give him the options at your fingertips. That was a really good game number 1. Now, we did see, it's like you said, so we haven't seen Sweet Frazier play this matchup since Ultimate. We saw him play against, it was Monster beforehand, like in Aftermath beforehand, where you don't have that snag. You can still punish Needle, but obviously, like, if it's spaced, I don't think forward 2 punishes it if it's like max range, and that's generally how Needle works. Like, the further Needle is, the harder it is to punish, but off of a lot of strings it ends up being point blank. So we are seeing K-Top immediately swap away from it because Sweet Frazier clearly ready, knows the punishes, knows where to stand, knows how to deal with it. We are seeing him go immediately to this Jackie, which is another character we have seen Sweet Frazier do well against in tournaments, so I can't imagine Sweet Frazier will be too against the idea of dealing with this.
It's a matchup that Noob Cybot players have kind of piece by piece started to do quite well in. That's anti-air options and stuff to be able to, at the very least, I think, just challenge what Jackie wants to do. Might be a little bit different thanks to the, the grenade launcher and the range that she now has, but that kind of leap in the neutral, it does get shut down quite a lot by, the down 4 anti-air off a regular jump in, the up clone being the big one, cross-up standing 1 anti-airs, which again with the Sickle Snag lead to really big damage in general. We're already seeing the options. Now, I'm not saying this is a matchup that Noob Cybot wins. Noob Cybot players don't say they think he wins this matchup, but at least having options to shut this down. Right?
It's not about winning a matchup. Yeah, it's not about winning a matchup. It's about not losing. I know that sounds really silly, but if you've got a character that goes 5-5 with some really solid characters, that's way better than beating a bunch of others and losing to those really solid characters. This is definitely the kind of matchup chart you want. Going well against like Jackie, who's a really common character. Doing well against Fujin, who again is a really common character. Like, just being able to compete against these really solid characters is so useful. Cannot be understated. Even if it is even, it's better than losing.
You cannot jump. K-Top is really struggling to break into this brick wall of Noob Cybot defense. That's what it's all about. Here's the leap again. Good damage. Fatal blow. I mean, just trying to catch a breaker potentially. If not, we'll just get some damage. But we're going to go back to a range that Noob Cybot wants to be at. This fatal blow is not going to be massively favorable, I don't think.
I mean, we still have the lead. Sweet Frazier. That fatal blow being gone means he can be a lot more carefree.
No meter as well. Sweet Frazier, he's always got that leap on his mind. He's got the leap on his mind.
Yep, good throw tech. That down 3, where are you going? Stay away from me, Jackie. Oh, the catch! Not enough to get the amper. This is bad news! And there it is, the raw up clone. Whoa. Fast special is all you need. The reversal timing. Sweet Frazier, we did say, looks very comfortable in the Jackie matchup from what we've seen very recently, and this is why. Sweet Frazier looking more than prepared for what K-Top is bringing to the table so far. Do we see another change, or do we see him stick it out with the Jackie again. Knowing K-Top, we could see a third.
Hard to say. No, if he's dealing with the range and the slide of Noob, there's a potential here that he actually might pick Jade, because he might just want to glow. But again, that just means that if we're in a particular situation here where, all right, now the glow's a thing, Sweet Frazier can change variation if he wants, he can change character if he wants. So back to the straight old variation that he has to do, Sickle Snag. You can see the utility of this variation. Sickle Snag's biggest use when you have the slide, it gets people jumping. And if they start jumping, anti-airs come through. You anti-air someone, you confirm into Sickle Snag, that's 30% every time. Really, really good damage. And you don't compromise anything, really. Like, off the buttons that you want to use the most.
Hang on a minute.
I missed the variation, so run it over.
So this variation is, it's Air Glaive, Pole Vault, and Delia's Dance. So I think Pole Vault is going to be here for the, I think Pole Vault will be here for the run-in, like the running utility, because you still want Delia's Dance on block. But if you have no bar, Pole Vault is a meterless save special. So, interesting. I haven't seen Pole Vault and Delia's Dance together yet. This is interesting.
K-Top always been the kind of person to kind of ignore what everyone else is thinking.
Did he just do a down 2 there? I'm sure I saw a down 2 start up.
I don't know. I was looking at chat halfway there, so I missed it. I missed it all the way through.
Oh, that break is not what you want.
Flawless block but instantly. Immediately with the flawless block, that 25% just like that, which does automatically create that mix-up. You know, Delia's Dance. Using it to try and stop the whole of back 3. Another punish. K-Top having to use a break.
Meaty.
But now the dash in.
Oh!
2. We get the full combo. We get the full combo. And it becomes big, big damage. Sickle Snag giving you a 2-1-2. Absolutely the biggest reward. The tech again. Get off me. Oh, the slide. Having such a hard time here. It's going to be a match point for Sweet Frazier. I mean, I'm going to say this could be his day to win. Oh, the flawless block on the jump in. He's playing incredibly well.
Oh, and there it is.
Struggling.
The slide, getting caught out again.
Noob silent.
Where are we going from here? Oh, no fuzzy this time. I think Sweet Frazier was trying to press. That's the block. Oh, no, but the challenge, 200 damage. Button into slide. Never stops.
Sickle Snag and the slide is a really annoying combination, because that slide makes you jump, and when you jump or you press, that sickle is just waiting for you. Here's the pole vault. We finally see it. Now what's it going to be? Another pole vault.
The 9-frame check.
Yeah,
good for Sweet Frazier.
Slam. One more position now, really, for Sweet Frazier. The counter poke and chip. Last breath. Only one hit of it.
Hang on.
He found it.
This actually, I feel like this might kill. It's gonna be close. This last hit does a lot.
It's gonna be one of those super close situations. 1% in it. The nitro kick.
Oh,
and the glaive.
Okay, K-Top is still alive. Managed to find that back 3. Sweet Frazier. He was trying to play the longer range game, but up to the end. K-Top's still in this. Oh no, that full punish? I didn't even know that was unsafe. So rare you see J players ever do that, and I guess that's why.
That air glaive again. Immediately get that glow on deck. Totally shutting down the slide and its effectiveness. Oh no. Back 3 just in time.
That was a read and a half. Considering how much damage Sweet Frazier has been doing in the corner. K-Top actually is bringing this one back. Oh, the down one, not enough to win. Oh wow, that actually connected. Oh, the dash up grab, but no tech. Yeah, K-Top is being safe. Oh, hang on. Yeah, there's the glow kick, K-Top. And just to get a game on the board, we're not seeing the 3-0 here.
But I think right now, I mean, I just have to wonder, what does Sweet Frazier do about this? Does he stick with the same? I mean, because it didn't look like a terrible.
It was a close game.
Up,
I would be surprised if it was. That was a close match. I think it was Sweet Frazier had a huge lead in that second to last round. Got a little bit too complacent maybe, and then we saw that confirm into Fatal Blow. And Jade, she's one of those characters that her Fatal Blow does a decent chunk by itself, of course, but because she doesn't have a lot of combo potential, most of her Fatal Blow combos will basically just be string into Fatal Blow, and her strings do quite a chunk of damage. Because she doesn't have a lot of combo potential, she has to have higher damaging strings to make up for it. So if you've got higher damaging strings into Fatal Blow, you're chunking for like 400 off of a lot of buttons. And most characters actually can't do that because they have combo potential elsewhere. Their strings don't do as much. But Jade is definitely not that case. So if you have Fatal Blow, she can bring a round back. Her comeback potential isn't impossible without it. But we are seeing... Okay, we actually are seeing a change from Sweet Frazier. We're seeing the launching teleport.
Indeed.
So it's gonna,
because,
seeing
I mean, let's look at what happens here. If we see Jade do the air glaive now, instant air teleport is a full combo.
Fight.
The air teleport and the fact that the teleport bag has as much reward as it does. And he's always going for those optimals. They are different against the female hurt boxes. You have to do the 113 into back one. Double 113 doesn't work.
You still get a lot of damage.
Yes, you do. Sweet Frazier execution seems real crisp with Noob Saibot, so it's no wonder he goes for them every single time. Looks for the anti-air. That's just complete. Oh, nearly though.
I thought for sure that was going to do. Oh no!
Boom, boom, boom. Back one. Thank you very much. Oh, so good. 39% damage. Oh, look, folks. There's a reason whenever I see someone do shadow portals into the forward 3, I get really upset because that's how much damage you can get. Sweet Frazier, show him. Oh, match point for Noob Saibot.
Plus frames. Oh, he held it. Oh, the K-Top getting clipped again. Yeah, massive plus frames, but he uses them to back off. I wonder. Maybe he was expecting Sweet Frazier to do a forward 2. He tried to catch whiff punish, maybe. Yep, App just built that bar, Sweet Frazier. Okay, Delia's dance, the advantage. No fuzzy again, Delia's dance. When a little bit of damage becomes much because of quick resets. Ah, there it is again, Delia's dance. Look at the life just melt because of it.
Uh-oh, clean punish. No button though, actually. Frazier not quite getting it, and that Delia's dance coming through from K-Top. There's actually
one round away from bringing this back
close.
completely though. Yeah, he is really close to tying up the set. This Jade pick, and quite the difference maker here. Oh, the second hit whiffed. Actually, I've never seen that. I wonder how that affects the advantage if you don't get the second hit. Oh, that's the glow. Needs to hit there. Even that down one on hit will get rid of the glow. That's important.
Anything you can at this point. Delia's dance again has changed to Jade, working out wonders. The respect being shown from Sweet Frazier, but Delia's dance so much chip in general. Looks for the anti-air. Good catch. Actually like it. Optimizing it. He knows he has the shadow portal, so he does the back one instead.
Oh, hang on a minute. He might be dead. He actually might be dead.
Wait. Oh, he's going to spend it. This is Noob Saibot with the shadow portals, my friend.
Surely not.
I mean, it's going to hurt. Oh, I mean, the sickle hurts. Oh.
Oh no, and K-Top.
God.
On the receiving end of almost 60% damage from a crushing blow down 2. Oh, you want to throw? Eat this over half life, my friend. That is resources. KB, fatal blow, launching teleport. Noob Saibot seals the deal. Sweet, yeah, that is incredible way of ending the set. My goodness. And Sweet Frazier just stopping that before the set could be tied up at all. That is going to be a winners finals of Mirko and Sweet Frazier. That is going to be a set I'm very excited to watch. Oh my goodness, look at it. Oh, off a crushing blow down 2. Now, everyone out there that thinks throws are overpowered, I wish there was more counterplay to throws. That is your counterplay. The fact that throws, they're highs and they can be whiff punished with whatever you want. Uppercut crushing blows, counter hit crushing blows. Oh!
Look, grabs yield quite a large reward in this game. They
are
are a
good
to the game's mix-up. However, I think when you whiff a grab in MK11, you are absolutely at the game's most vulnerable state when it comes to like punishment and combos and everything else.
Going for grabs when your opponent has Fatal Blow is playing with fire. There is no two ways about it. Throws, they are stronger in MK11 than they have ever been before in another NetherRealm game. That much is sure. Obviously, Crushing Blow throws, they do a staggering amount of damage. But there's no avoiding the fact that if your opponent has Fatal Blow, they are tempting a ton of unbreakable damage, a ton of optimal combo damage if they can hit you. It doesn't even need to be an uppercut crushing blow, but that is where risk reward has to be weighed out. If your opponent has Fatal Blow and you're thinking about throwing them, think about it again. Is it really worth it? Do you desperately need it in the moment? Is it a mix-up, right? What's it going to be? Will they survive the other version? And these are the questions you have to be asking yourself when you are assessing the risk because that is what can happen if that risk assessment has gone wrong and you get hit by a 600 damage combo. That does mean, though, that Sleeping Lion off-stream result was able to take it over VidChat, so he is guaranteed to top 4, and that now means that K-Top versus Val will be a match that we'll be watching off-stream as we go to our next break, because our winners final is going to be here when we return. But during this break, we actually have a new video for you to watch. I know those of you that have watched a lot of these open series, you've seen a lot of these character breakdowns. Well, we have something a little bit special to show today, some new content. So check that out. We're going to go for a few minutes and we'll be right back after.
This is the Mortal Kombat character breakdown for Rambo. Another in an ever-growing line of NetherRealm Studios guest characters, MK11's action hero theme continues with Rambo, who brings with him some interesting gameplay elements to really shake things up as part of Kombat Pack 2. Rambo is a character all about the buttons. He has more mid attacks than almost anyone in the game, and they all play to his toolset in different ways. Whether it's for mix-ups, safety, or hit confirms, you will find Rambo more than likely has a button for the job. Forward 122 is a meterless launcher, and your main base go-to mid-punish, or used after stunning crushing blows. Back 1 leads to an overhead string that grants a mix-up when paired with Rambo's low slide. Back 3-3 is your main safe mid that you confirm into specials. These are merely a few examples, but watch for flawless block gaps as Rambo has many that will leave you open to punishment. Rambo also has a new KB requirement in his forward throw. If he goes 10 seconds without being knocked down or jumping, his forward throw will stun, allowing for massive damage. Rambo's base moves cover a few bases. His bow stance fires up to 3 arrows for heavy damage and can be cancelled in between shots. Slide covers decent distance and has a strong crushing blow attached, allowing for deceiving damage. Whip Trap is a fast, long-range special that knocks the opponent down and does well in projectile wars. As Rambo crouches down, he will go under most high projectiles. Snare Trap is a stun, pulling the opponent up and leaving them open to attack. They cannot break this until you knock them out of the trap, allowing Rambo's simple and effective armor break threats with his forward paw. Leopard Crawl is a prone stance with multiple options. You can check your opponent with a low strike, command grab, cancel, the choice is yours. The grab will also crushing blow if you crawl far enough. Claymore is an explosive trap that launches the opponent as an unblockable if they get too close to it, allowing for strong setups. This will also hurt Rambo, however, so make sure you aren't too close to it when it explodes. It can also be amplified to be made completely invisible. M60 pulls up twin M60s as a high projectile, doing strong damage. Fubar is a high command grab, with a heavy damage crushing blow attached and good at keeping opponents uncomfortable on defense. Shoulder roll replaces slide, but gives you the ability to roll through your opponent while standing. Should the attack from the roll counter hit, it will crushing blow for a stun. This attack can be amplified as a safe overhead. Rambo has been taught to live off the land, and that is apparent with this next move, MRE. Rambo catches a bug and digs in, restoring health and eventually crushing blow for a big heal. He will get sick if you eat too much though. Mace Trap replaces Whip Trap and becomes a much heavier screen control tool, keeping opponents at bay. Commando grants Rambo extensions to many strings, allowing command grabs and restands. Overall, Rambo brings a new style of gameplay to the table. Whether it's screen control, combos, and setups, or even command grabs, you'll likely be able to find the style of Rambo that suits you the best.
PlayStation.
Welcome back, everybody. You're watching the PS4 Tournament's MK11 Open Series Invitational, where right now we are about to jump into our winners' finals between Noob Saibot and Scorpion. It's going to be Sui Frazier versus Mirko. So, two players that have done incredibly well today. And I mean, this has always been, I think with how the players have been really approaching these matchups, this is a fitting winners' finals at least. This means that whoever wins this makes it into the grand finals on the winner's side, so it's the ultimate comfort zone. But this is going to be a really interesting matchup, to be honest, because I just don't really know how it's going to go. I've never seen these players go head-to-head before Ultimate or post-Ultimate. And even now, I think I see even still a different variation from Sweet Frazier. So what is his option for Scorpion? Let's take a look at the variation. Shadow Slide, Shadow Pulls. Okay, so this variation is the Slide and the Spirit Ball, but instead of the Sickle Snag, he gets the Teleport, which is going to give him gigantic punishes.
I feel like the go-to against Scorpion for a lot of people is just making sure that you've got high punish damage. Because Scorpion is a character that, by design, kind of has to take a lot of risks. If you see the Teleport cancel, there will be risks attached. And obviously, using Defensive Bar to do it means you're open for a lot of combo punish potential, which I think Noob Saibot is so good at. So we're seeing the big damage, we're seeing the projectile. We've seen how good the slide and standing projectile are together. I wonder what dictates that against Scorpion of all things.
It means that if you punish Scorpion and you have those double 1-1-3 combos, every punish he takes 41% for a bar. Oh no! That would have been it, actually. Seems like maybe Sweet Frazier got into his own head a little bit. Sometimes changing variations like this on the fly, you go through so many different punishes for so many different matchups that sometimes your muscle memory kind of fails you a little bit. However, counter poke into the Demon Breath.
We have to remember that having the launching teleport and the Spirit Ball means that you are restanding potentially off every hit as well. So you can launch for big damage and restand with a bit of advantage. And then you throw
Doesn't
the slide
matter
on.
as much mid-screen. Doesn't matter as much mid-screen, but in the corner it's that +5 situation. Very, very good. Oh, and he confirms. And actually, back to 1-1+3 Fatal Blow is actually going to win the game. 2-1-2, you can still just confirm it into the teleport. No reason you have to go for anything else. Here comes big damage, the stomp. And we should be good now. 1, 2. Oh, all that damage comes near the end. Always, always, always.
Round 2.
There's the awareness, right? Without launching teleport, he couldn't have killed off that standing 2.
Looking for another back one, the wake up button, man, Mirko.
Oh, max range.
That back 2 punish. Matchup familiarity being shown for sure. Down 4, just over that cheap chip, I think. You know, doesn't cost very much.
These are two characters that are going to get a lot of mileage potentially off of counter pokes if that's what Mirko wants to do. He has been using the Demon Breath as such. And we're noticing Sweet Frazier, he is taking his turn after every poke. Off down 4 particularly, that's where it seems to be hard to punish.
The reason Mirko does it from that distance, the pushback on the amp, even the back.
Even that, yeah. That was surprising. I thought for sure that was it.
I mean, you would expect Noob Saibot to have the range to punish a lot of things too, so if Noob Saibot has difficulty punishing it from max range, then you know it's a good option. However, Sweet Frazier
he tried. He tried to teleport it.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Spends both bars. The break from Sweet Frazier, still confident in taking this. Needs to get the breakout as well from Mirko. Down 1. Oh! And now final scenario. The 2-1-2 into slide. Oh, he goes for the cheeky business and he wins the game on that punish!
Yeah, Mirko definitely thought he'd punish that back one. That full back 1 string is really unsafe. And that Scorpion, back 2, that advancing mid, such a good tool if you've got the frames for it. And we saw Mirko, he got the punish before, must have thought he was going to get it that second time, but unfortunately for him, had already committed to something very dangerous. And Sweet Frazier ready to punish. Really well played, honestly. But even then, like down to the final moment, you know, we saw Mirko. There's one thing Mirko does that I really like, where if you're lower, like under half life, and he's going for a 2-bar confirm, and you've got breakaway, instead of going teleport in like, you know, double teleport combos for optimal damage, but letting you break because you can always break teleport, he'll go for confirm into spear for the first bar, and then he'll teleport for the second. So you've taken as much unbreakable damage as possible beforehand. So you are forced into that situation of, oh, do I break and have like 200 damage left, or do I just accept it and get really close to death? It kind of forces you into that situation, but Sweet Frazier did not lose his composure, was able to keep it together, got another good confirm, and at the very end, that punish. The punish on the failed punish, that's the best kind of game win.
But no, it's a really, really cheeky sequence when you do a slide, either amp or no amp, and then you do a back 1 because your opponent hesitates, they try and punish, they're out of range, but they just so happen to be within range of your counter hit back 1. It's like the most common setup of a counter hit back 1 for Noob Saibot. With punish, boom, boom, and yeah, there's that break. If you didn't break, that was doing for a standalone teleport 36%. I cannot stress enough how much damage those optimized combos do, and we know Sweet Frazier has them consistently. And they're not easy either. Like, it's impressive that he's been able to get that on lockdown. You know, a true specialist character.
It's just the sign of someone that's putting a lot of time.
He's lost the round.
Yeah, and again, you know, in that kind of instance.
Oh, yeah!
He knows what he does and doesn't need to. And again, look, that's the easy version. Still did 360 and a tremendous amount of damage. That's why this launching teleport noob Cybot is so much damage.
But even that combo on its own does more damage than normal because you have the shadow slide ender. So you're not even ending it in just the string. So even that combo got buffed. Oh! There's the down 2.
Now, actually, what I want to say as well, the first time we've seen Mirko not go for the optimal off of it. Ow, what a punish. Ooh. Ish. So much damage.
39% is still fine. It's easier to do as well. Like, that's such a good punish. You're really messing with a matter of like 2 or 3% for the double static.
Oh, he tried to go for the arm break. That would have been so juicy if he got that.
Pretty sure that would have been back 2 fatal blow as well, and it would have killed.
Oh, he did nothing. He was expecting a button, maybe.
Flawless block. Shuts it down, but the demon breath still coming out. This is a good series.
I'm really enjoying this one so far. Sweet Frazier Mirko. First time I've seen this in open series, and I'm not disappointed. I'm so happy Mirko came back to play today. Haven't seen him in a while.
Another full combo.
Oh, he went for it. He went for the big one that time.
I think so. Either that, I mean, he moved back a little bit. He might have tried to do back one. Counter hit, though, is going to come through.
As long as you've done like the initial 1-1-3, you're still getting enough damage to make the optimal worth it. You know, it's really good damage. And there's a confirm again. Oh, hello. Sweet
Nothing
Frazier,
complicated needed right here, my friend. The down 2 will do the job. Sweet Frazier. I was telling you, with how he was playing against K-Top, I'm sitting there thinking, man, this really could be his day to win an open series. He's playing well enough. And he's doing it right now with 3 different noob Cybot variations. Truly, I think, absolute masterclass of what ultimate noob Cybot is all about. You know, people were looking at, oh, seeing double, you can take the shadow slide, air teleport, and the launching teleport. That's it. That's all you need. And I'm like, dude, no. Noob Cybot's one of the biggest winners of ultimate because he was waiting for customs. Customs has made noob Cybot so much better.
He was one of the characters that we would, I mean, in the build up to custom as well, he was one of the characters that we would talk about a lot about, you know, we want to see more of this character. You know, we will see more of him, but we are going to keep an eye on him for what could potentially happen. And lo and behold, you know, Sweet Frazier really kind of showcasing what you can do with the amount of variations you can get together, you know, to cover the roster, have these matchups prepared. And now he's looking at maybe a 3-0 win over Mirko, who, by the way, has changed from the Demon Breath to Sin Blade. So we'll see the change. We're seeing that cancel plus neutral jump. So the extra damage and the extra threat in the air.
Definitely a Golden Wind fan, as I know Mirko, the variation name King Crimson. I see you, mate. I see you. However, already half of his life is gone. I think we've only just started. Where did it go? Oh, yeah, that's right. 2 Shadow Slide amps. And we're good. Down 3. Oh, he's looking. He wants you to press so bad. Oh, dear. Say goodbye. No, he didn't quite have the amp.
But now he's got it to finish off the round instead. Oh. Being safe as well. Oh, good trade.
Really good trade. He tried to teleport punish that again. And this just is the variation he likes to use against Scorpion with punishing spear, with teleport, having the punish damage. Still keeping the utility of the shadow slide.
Now, Sweet Frazier, he's doing the right thing here. He's just accepting on block these throws. He's not trying to tech them. Doesn't want to get opened up because you can survive the throws, but you can't survive the alternative, and you can't survive the Spirit Ball either. Mirko getting clobbered by that point blank, and now match point for Sweet Frazier. Looking like a clean sweep over Mirko, unless Mirko can figure something out. But again, that brick wall style of noob Cybot.
Oh no!
No, he's going to save it.
Ooh, yeah, we just keep the corner combo. He just wants the corner combo for the simple positioning.
Oh, there it is.
That immediate down 2. Playing. Oh, another one! So many uppercuts around here. Plus frame from Sin Blade. And yeah, you cannot jump. And he optimizes it. Finish! So much damage for an out here.
Wait, just out of range. Hang on a minute.
Sin
Oh,
Blade.
there it is! Optimal. Oh, good for Sweet Frazier. Has to watch out, though. Oh, the down one underneath. If you get the chip. No. Oh, the grab. Grab.
Oh, it did just enough. It did just enough.
My goodness.
Good lord.
Fight.
That was so dangerous.
No teleport. I was always half expecting Mirko to teleport that. Oh, these projectiles. Forward punish. And he wants to get extra damage. Punishable. He tried to get it to connect just for the extra damage, but the punish, I don't think that was part of the plan. Sin Blade.
That max range Sin Blade, yep. That's such a range. No confirm this time, but doesn't matter. Yep. Well salvaged. Sweet Frazier immediately bagging that low, but the counter here. Hang on a minute. Double amp. Goes to save it. No, he is spending it. There's a 2-1-2. Saved for round 3, as always. And that ticking over time. It's going to do a tremendous amount, but it's going to give Mirko time to back up, get some of that bar back. Already got one back. Sweet Frazier. And the breakaway, that's the important thing. Both players needing that at this point of life, for sure. Especially against Noob Saibot.
Oh! Sweet Frazier's going for that cheeky stuff, lets the whole thing rock, but no! Doesn't come off that string. I don't think he wanted that to connect! Here comes the crushing blow throw, and now Mirko in a wonderful position. The wake-up fail blow's not going to work, so will the punish. Mirko gets a game on the board, so that's going to be all right. Like I said, game on the board here, 2 more of those. He'll be in business, playing incredibly well right there. The patience, but also just continuing to be fearless is Mirko. He's just never afraid to press, but the patience to just wait for that fatal blow at the end is still something I think I have to respect. You know, he was trying to take that momentum and use it against him, and he didn't take the bait.
We have seen from Sweet Frazier in the past those raw fatal blows from Noob Saibot. You know, they might look a little bit desperate at times, but this is a strong fatal blow we're talking about. It tracks you. It's very active. Obviously, armor starts up on the 8th frame, so provided you're not point blank, you might be quite unlikely to stuff the armor. So if Sweet Frazier, he's making that decision of, look, if you do anything but block right now, you are going to get hit by this. But Mirko, he had no reason to not be patient. You know, Mirko, he brought that comeback in that last game by just doing a ton of throws, taking his time, knowing that Sweet Frazier was going to be likely to play it safe. You know, sit there and block, wait for his moment. So don't give him a moment and just keep throwing him because he's not going to throw tech. Mirko was showing patience. So patience right at the very end. Not surprised to see it win the game either. So that's how Mirko did it.
And already starting things off strong, though, with Mirko just letting that pressure continue to add up. This rush down. Remember, he changed this variation, the Sin Blade instead of the Demon Breath.
I feel like it's not that Sin Blade is getting him the win. I think it's he's not going to Demon Breath as much, so he's not taking as many risks.
No, exactly. That's exactly it. It's not that Sin Blade is doing more for him. It's just that not having Demon Breath is not putting him in those situations where Sweet Frazier gets to be in the advantage, really. Uh-oh. That back 3. Always that 20%, just like that. Looking for a teleport. Doesn't have it, but he still punishes. And again, we just keeping the damage consistent. I really don't think Sweet Frazier wants to mess around here. There's definitely, you know, those pros and cons to doing either or, but at least the Shadow Slide gives that forward 3 combo more damage than it once did.
Oh! Good low, good block again, Mirko. Being careful. Slowly but surely working his way in here. He has to watch it. Oh, and the poke out of time, Sweet Frazier. Sticking out these low profiling, long range buttons, just trying to get through that last breath. Chip damage, no longer a threat. It's just getting rid of those little chunks of that defensive bar. Oh, good pickup.
Jump 3 into slide alone with
so
punish.
good.
Doesn't have the meter, but it doesn't really matter. He still has the corner positioning. That's what matters. A back 3. So many of them in the counter hit. Mirko trying to roll into button press as the grab. An up 3. A big risk.
He's dead.
I think he's dead. No, there's no think. He's dead. Oh my god. That is the end of the game right there. It will be Sweet Frazier, his very first Open Series Grand Finals. And no less, it's on the winner's side. Well played. I mean, we'll be seeing him a little bit later on today against whoever is either going to be Mirko or his opponent in losers finals, which is yet to be decided. Actually, that's where we're diving into now. So we're going into top 4 territory. Everyone at this point in the tournament has at least earned some money.
I was got to say as well, both of his matches kind of going to that same level though, back to back. The uppercut crushing blow just to get through. You know, we see how much damage that can do, and just Oh, what it goes through. And Sweet Frazier, always ready for the reaction to get that maximum damage. And I'll be honest, Sweet Frazier, very happy to see him in Grand Finals today. He definitely has been a bit on the grind, to say the least, with MK11. Yeah, we've seen him in Open Series a fair few times. And always plays well, but never quite able to really achieve the max result. And I think today we're seeing that from him. Grand Finals on the winner's side, that is quite the safety net to have. He is now officially poised to be the winner, or the favorite winner for the day, to say the least, because he has done really well against pretty much everyone in his way so far. I mean, Fabs game 1, K-Top game 2, Mirko winners finals. But he's yet to play either of our players in our next match. It's going to be Val, who was sent down to loser's bracket first round thanks to his teammate Vitiaz. But in the loser's bracket, Val has been able to do really well. Val, definitely a capable player to still bring this back as far as I'm concerned, as he was able to eliminate Asudamata, then eliminate K-Top, and now looking like he has to fight against Sleeping Lion, who was able to eliminate Vitiaz as well in the second loser's round, and Fabs in the first round. So two players with very similar journeys today. They fell short in round 1 of winners, but as this is always a double elimination 8-man bracket we do, there is a lot of scope for players to really bring it back and have a lot of those matches in the losers bracket to really change things up and kind of switch gears to what's a bit more familiar to them. And that's what we're seeing now as Val versus Sleeping Lion. They're going to be facing off for the right of losers finals, where the winner will take the match against Mirko. And we'll see who's going to be able to get that one step closer. Like you said, top 4 is money territory, so everyone's won at least $100. The question is, how much of it are they going to be walking away with?
And also the fact that we have the monthly finals coming up soon.
True.
Which is always just the way things are now. We have those 4 weeks, and then we have that kind of like big finale at the end of every month, where there's even more prize money to actually play for, and a larger bracket, because if you do well in any of the weeks, you pretty much get invited back. That's kind of how it works. And just to remind everyone, while we go into our next matchup, waiting for both players to join the lobby, and once they are in, we'll be good to go. Lobby's open, so don't worry. Just to remind everyone what the day is all about and how the Open Series works. You play on Monday. It's NA East and West and EU East and West. If you play high enough in either of those 2 tournaments, you get invited back on the following Tuesday, which is what today is, where you compete in an 8-player bracket for money. And it's been that way for months and months and months. We started doing these in about June, if I recall, 7 months at least, and they are continuing over into January. So if you play Mortal Kombat, you want to compete, whether you're watching this on YouTube, whether you're watching it on Twitch, we do appreciate you tuning in, but it's compete.playstation.com. The competition center is your one-stop shop for competitive online MK11, especially as the pro competition has now officially been in full swing. So it's not just Open Series anymore, Mustard. PS4, Sony, they're doing a lot of support for competitive MK11, and pro competition is just that's always been the kind of like worldwide circuit. And I'm really happy that Open Series is going alongside it, because there's just so much Mortal Kombat at the moment.
It is definitely a good time to be a competitive MK player, whether it's the weekly money and obviously monthly finals for even more money you can win via the Open Series, which again is continuing through January. So there are more cups on the way. December is not where we're going to be ending things here with Open Series. But the fact that you've got the weekly money and weekly prizes through Open Series and pro competition at the same time, I mean, they are two tournament leagues that you can enter simultaneously. You know, it kind of keeps you busy if you're playing a lot of MK anyway. God forbid, so many of us are at home, right? Like we're at home so much more than usual, and a lot of people are playing games a lot more than they would normally have the time to, just because of the fact that we are at home. And if you're using that time to play MK11, then I mean, these tournaments, they're free to enter. They are just they're consistent. They're always here. They're always free. You want to test yourself. You want to see your improvement over the months. We've got plenty of players who are an example of what regular competition and experience can do for you for growth as a player. Get involved, compete.playstation.com. We'd love to see you. But without further ado, the players are now in the lobby, as that we have just seen them both join pretty much at the same time. So we're good to go. They are un-AFKing, and we're going to start our losers 4th place match, where loser of this is going to be getting 4th, and the winner will advance through to play Mirko in the losers finals. Now, Val versus Sleeping Lion, I think, I'll be honest, I do favor Val here. I think Sleeping Lion is very chaotic and very overwhelming for a lot of players. But I think if you are comfortable on defense against Lotus Fist and the kind of craziness that comes alongside it, I think that does favor you here. I think Val has definitely proven to be able to slow things down and be very reactionary, very aware of the matchup. And Sleeping Lion, I don't want to say he's one-dimensional because he's definitely not, but he's very aggressive, right? If he can find moments to be aggressive, he will. And Sindel is quite a, we've been using this phrase a lot today, but she is quite the brick wall herself, where she can sit up, with safe buttons, longer range, reactionary tools, decent damage. The question is, what kind are we going to see? I imagine we'll see the Air Banshee because this is Kung Lao. Okay, we're going to see Deadly Echo. Okay, so this is going to be Loud and Clear plus, I imagine. So we have the Hop, we have the Banshee Dash, and Low Star Screamer. Now, Deadly Echo. We got mixed up last time, because Val has one variation that actually has the Air Scream attack, and the other one that is the Air Scream, there it is, the Hop. This is what I assumed it was, but I didn't want to commit unless I was wrong. But Loud and Clear with the projectile.
2 times in a row, there's nothing wrong with that. But as we now go in, this Loud and Clear, plus a low projectile, kind of just gives you a little bit of extra utility on what was already a very popular Russian Sindel variation, that Loud and Clear, something we would see almost every single week, actually, before Ultimate came out. Now there's that catch. Oh, option select off the jump kick. The Hair Whip able to get the job done. Instant jump in. However, there's that confirmed Sleeping Lion getting even more damage in a really favorable position. We've only just started the game, yet here we are. This round is almost done and dusted. That side switching throw is definitely going to be a good start. And there's that dive kick. The second jaw almost one hit away from death. That orbiting hack comes out. You have to hope on a bit of a miracle, I think, to get that win.
Val has lost a tremendous amount of life to just reactionary dive kick. Sleeping Lion, he's very aerial in his game plan, but if he sees you do anything, that dive kick is going to be a quick whiff punish tool. And he's always on the money for it. And this corner control from Sleeping Lion, hang on. Freya may have spoke too soon, as he is looking unstoppable in this game number 1.
Oh, dearie me. The whole game.
Oh, wow.
And what? Somehow nullifying that back to, I can only assume, the down 3 hit before the active frames came out. But that's going to be game 1, just like that for Sleeping Lion. This was a one-sided situation, and not the game 1 I was expecting, to be honest. Val has been so strong and dominant for a lot of these players that I would have pinned him as the favorite.
I've definitely opened my eyes a bit already. I think going into this match on paper, I would definitely see Val, the way Val has been playing, kind of good at keeping opponents under control, right, where Val kind of needs them to be at the pace that Val wants to play. I assumed that would happen in that first game, but we saw the complete opposite. We saw Sleeping Lion calling out low screamers constantly, always looking to react, many dive kicks, and then as soon as he got that corner, it was just all rush down. And it was enough to take the round, or the entire game, I should say, in almost record time. That was an incredibly fast game number 1.
What do you do about this now, Val? I think maybe getting a bit overwhelmed in that first game. Kind of just demanding that you're, very much, I think, demanding that you have to play at my pace. And if you're not, well, hold this first game, because I'm going to steal it instantly.
Fight.
So game 2. Val, trying to already create that space, does not want the rush down to begin like last time.
But a lot of the rush downs started from jumping over screamers, but I think Val, we're definitely seeing Val mix things up a bit more, but the punish on landing, hello. Now on the flip side, if Sleeping Lion calls out one or the other, we can see it. If Sleeping Lion makes the Banshee whiff, there's a lot of recovery on the ground, and if he reaches the low star Screamer, a jump into dive kick will punish. So Val is going to have to be really careful, especially when Lion has that breaker available to minimize the risk. Oh. And now, yep, just backing off. Sleeping Lion wants some of that bar back. Now, Straight Hat will trade with Air Banshee, but it will lose to Low Screamer. So I wonder how much we'll see that get played through. Oh, the combo on hit. Wow.
I like the patience from Sleeping Lion, though. It's kind of almost weird to say. Kind of historically one of our most reckless players in Open Series, without question. But
with punish. Oh,
knows he has the lead. I mean, he knows he has a life lead, and he's happy to kind of just sit on it and wait for Val to do something. He'll dodge those projectiles when necessary, wait for the meter to build. When he gets
playing
not being
smart.
there,
He's playing smart so far. He's not just going ham and hoping for the best. He's getting that lead and he's playing around what Val is trying to do. Oh, there's a confirm. No breaker.
That was no combo,
damage.
by the way. The down 3 hitting and the orbiting hat as well. That's not part of the scheduled programming.
It's given Sleeping Lion the lead again. Good trade.
Trades.
As long as the hat hits first. Val can't get a combo from it. Oh, the fuzzy as well, the
there's
reaction.
the fuzzy. Yes, indeed. You block low first. Blocking the scream and then having reversal timing to activate orbiting hat. That's pretty tidy.
No bar either.
No, he didn't have bar. You know he always presses amplify when that air banshee dash hits. He did not have bar to get a combo there. Looking for that counter hit. There's the teleport. Oh, the two-piece combo. Val tried so hard to challenge it.
I think Val is trying to either like down one it or duck it or something on the way up, but the hat is just positioned perfectly to stop it. It's happened twice. Now Val has to be careful. Sleeping Lion playing this ranged game to good use and the brutality.
Oh, Kombat 2. Mortal Kombat 2, folks. That's what that's all about. I love how many brutalities are references to classic Fatal.
Oh no, it's one of my favorite things about the brutalities in this game because so many. I mean, there's so many like classic fatality references, and it's always great. But what's also great is Sleeping Lion. The way he's been playing the set, that first game, very reckless, very aggressive, but he was always in the driver's seat so he could get away with it. Game 2, the exact opposite. I actually feel like Sleeping Lion was in control of most of the screen space by wanting Val to throw something and playing around it. So if you're going to go for these air banshees, I'm going to throw my hat. If you're going for low screamers, I'm setting up orbiting hat and I'm teleporting on you or I'm dive kicking. And he's just forcing that scenario all the time because he's always got the dive kick, you know, or because he's always got the life lead, sorry. And that's been the real main point, is that when Sleeping Lion has the lead against the Sindel there, he was able to be in full control. And to the point that it has actually forced Val away from Sindel. And now we're seeing Emerald Plus. What's this? Emerald Defender? This is... Okay, so it's Emerald Defender without the upward razor, boomerang and Delia's Dance instead. I like this. I like this very much. Because now you can glow from full screen. You're going to nullify Orbiting Hat. You're going to nullify Straight Hat Toss. It's going to be very hard for Sleeping Lion to play any form of range game. And on block, Orbiting Hat is not going to be a thing. As long as you can have time to get the glow activated, Orbiting Hat will not be a threat. Nice. No confirm, but doesn't matter. Still gets the lead. Ooh.
We are going to see that kind of patience come through. Now, Val, shy of playing defensive if the occasion calls for it, but as I say that, you go for a single grab, and here comes Kung Lao looking for a bit more of the break used. Plus frames. All right, challenges it. That's a nitro kick. Easy 18%. Empty jump low. And you can now see the defense coming out from Val here, where it's like, right.
But when you don't have the glow, you have to
play anything.
Or Speed Quick to double amp block again the patience, but there we see the KB. Oh, he does! That was strike throw. Oh, the grab! Sleeping Lion manages to drag the match all the way back thanks to the KB throw. Val kind of freezing up there, I think waiting for orbiting hats that never came. That's the layer. Ooh, this is the dash up mid. Oh, wow. And Sleeping Lion with these dive kicks out of nowhere. Yep, orbiting hat again, but the patience. You can tell whenever Lion has bar for orbiting hat, Val is being careful. Not going for it. Oh, off the punish. Yep, ducks under the high wiggle stick. That was matchup knowledge, and then just a fatal blow. Big cash out, no breakaway from Val. Very smart. If Val broke here, actually might have just lost the life lead. Val would be in a lot of trouble. And again!
Have the meter. One of it has been spent. Val, empty jump throw. He's going all out. Another orbiting hat. And another teleport attempt. Oh, yes. That's going to be a win there for Kung Lao and a win for Sleeping Lion, who was able to get that final little... we all knew that orbiting hat was coming, but what do you do about it? If you're that weak, you can't just sit there and hold it because you don't know what's going to come next. Sometimes people try and down to it because you want to get like the crushing blow, which is cinematic, so it gets rid of the orbiting hat, but it's a risk because you never know if it's going to work. A nightmare. An absolute nightmare, but it does mean the Sleeping Lion will be fighting Mirko in losers finals for a shot at Sui Frazier. So we're almost done. Not much of this day left until we go into our first half. So just before you go on, just to remind everyone that if you are enjoying today's show, we have got North America after a bit of a break. Our after EU. So this is not where combat will end today.
No, not at all. But Sleeping Lion just played that entire rest of the round. But, you know, we saw heavy cost spent at the start. We saw the counter hit crushing blow. We saw the fatal blow. But that right there is where it all boiled down to. I think throughout the entire set, the one thing that Val just could not seem to find an answer for at any point was the orbiting hat into teleport, which is definitely something that is not a guaranteed mix-up all the time, but traditionally, if Lao goes to the teleport, it's I would say it's the most unsafe that Lao's teleport has been in a very, very long time. But when orbiting hat is there, based on where the hat is when you teleport, it could already be there, right? It kind of comes out of the ground active. I can only imagine that Val was constantly trying to call out the other timing and get a full punish on it, but at no point throughout the entire set did it work, unfortunately. So Val will be getting eliminated here at 4th. Sleeping Lion, our current reigning champion, we have to remember, did win last Tuesday. It's going to be getting through to losers finals as we get this lobby made now. Mirko already in here. We're just waiting for Sleeping Lion to rejoin it again. But Mirko versus Sleeping Lion, I think this could be a very interesting match indeed if Mirko is looking to play Demon Breath again.
But the Demon Breath, here's what interests me so much is Demon Breath seems to be that first pick for Mirko. And then when he kind of has the information that it's not really working out, he'll then change it for something else. You know, against Sui Frazier, it was the Sin Blade. Again, it wasn't really so he could use the Sin Blade more. It was more that he wasn't using the Demon Breath. Because when the Demon Breath doesn't work, you're negative.
Yeah, sorry not to interrupt, but like sometimes it's bigger changes where we saw the Searing Rage. And that's an entire variation swap, right? That's the whole character being redone. So Mirko, clearly not afraid to change if need be. The question is, what do you reckon he's going to be bringing to the table for Lao?
Well, it looks like we're currently waiting for Sleeping Lion to join, but when he is here, we'll be jumping in. As always, just being patient, everyone. You know how it is by now.
Yeah.
Hey, and as I say it, it's like it was meant to be, right? As I've said it, Sleeping Lion.
All we have to do is start complaining, and the players make it in. We should just do non-stop, just win.
We should just sit here and be like, oh my god, when's he gonna join? I can't believe he's just sitting around. However, he is actually here, so it should be Kung Lao versus Scorpion. We know that Sleeping Lion has that. He's got that kind of Lotus Fist edge, which he ignore the fact that it's got a different name. It is Lotus Fist. And Mirko,
that sounds like a Kung Lao variation in a future Mortal Kombat game. Lotus Edge.
Lotus Edge.
Edge Fist.
Edge Fist.
Well, still though. Now one thing that is very similar though in the teleport cancel Scorpion and Lotus Fist matchup is, for both characters, okay, so we're actually not going to see
Searing Rage instantly.
Yeah, both characters actually do spend a tremendous amount of defensive bar to get their game going, which means that punishing is obviously very dangerous. They have to be a lot more careful on defense. But Mirko is foregoing that and going straight to Searing Rage. Now, Mirko does seem to enjoy Searing Rage a lot. Now, Searing Rage is very good for the staggers. If you're very confident in your staggers as a player, 2-1 gets a lot more dangerous because that, 2-1 on block is really plus. And then you add a, gapless, massive damage addition to the end of it. And then higher damage across the board. Lao, I don't think Lao will punish. I can't imagine Lao will punish Death Spin very well. He can instant dive kick it. He should be able to forward to at certain ranges, I think. I can't imagine he does an amazing job getting it from max range, but we'll see. Burning Spear, however, is going to continue to be that pain. The damage that comes with it. Yep. With the dive kick to get close, and there it is again, the activation. Not much Sleeping Lion can do about that now. Okay, so we did see no attempt to punish. I wonder if that's an element to this matchup. I did speculate, but wow, that's actually good info. The second Mirko had plus frames of 2-1 for the first time, Sleeping Lion instantly pressed out of them. Now, will Mirko be able to do something with that? Or will Lion continue to get the buttons out and the commitment? No punish, though. Oh, Sleeping Lion with a call out on a hit. No, drops the end. I will be honest, incredibly messy first round from both players so far. Plus frames. Yep, and there it is again. Sleeping Lion down through the orbiting hat out of plus frames, and Mirko letting it happen twice in a row. We are definitely seeing a rough start. I mean, at the very least, a messy start. But if you do see a messy match, it's about how you can finish it up. And again, the third time we see Mirko not actually stagger it. We see him go just for the raw string end. Sleeping Lion was careful. The walk back. Oh, the optimal too. Ouch. Yep, down 3 orbiting hat. Sleeping Lion.
Another combo drop. You said it's not particularly clean so far from either side. The max range, Kung Lao, the 4-2 doesn't quite manage to reach, but he gets the orbiting hat anyway. Now that orbiting hat is going to be a bit of a tricky position for, I think, just Mirko in general, because he likes to take his turn. He likes to press, but you're not always going to have an opportunity to press in this situation, are you?
Not always. That's kind of how the variations really built around Searing Rage. Oh no, the raw teleport. Good overhead, now Sleeping Lion. We'll just try and get that fuzzy. Plus frames, yep, finishes the string again, but Lion, oh, the jail poke. Mirko gets the down 1, jails the high, guarantees the round. Sleeping Lion. Oh, caught disrespecting again. Again, when I say disrespect, I don't mean disrespect as a player. I mean, something is guaranteed, and if you try and get out of it, it's disrespecting the fact that it's guaranteed. And that's what Lion's been doing. The duck, the punish. You see the second bar? We do. Yep. Ooh. Enough time to get the spear buff activated again. Oh, just the raw wake-up orbiting hat. Oh, no! He actually might be dead. Oh, no, Mirko, he dropped it again.
He has dropped that every time he's done it today, but the string end, still better than nothing. He's going to be jumping around because he does not want to have to deal with the death spin in this situation, but now things are going up.
He's not there, but he'll jump into it. Oh, he went for it. He went for it. I respect that. He thought Mirko was going to press, but Mirko, too much patience. That's going to be the first game. And I will be honest, it was a messy game, number one. There's no getting around it. There was a lot of input errors, a lot of drops. But that's going to happen sometimes, right? Like, no one can play perfect every single time. You are going to have those moments, especially in tournament, when the stakes are high, you're playing for money, you're playing for the run back, you're this close to the end of the tournament, right? You want to win the whole thing. And sometimes it's just going to be a little bit odd, right? You could have a round here and there that's just a little bit weird, and you have to be able to just brush it off, move on, learn from it. Don't make the same mistakes in future games. Now, will we see that now? Because in that kind of instance, the fact that Mirko took the game is really important. Because now that means Mirko had that kind of game and was like, okay, right, well, at least I won it. I'm sitting pretty. I'm 1 game up now. Let's move on and clean this up.
Exactly. And I really don't think that this is like... it's good that he was able to get that win because, well, what we were seeing in those first few moments of the game, buttons into orbiting hat, I think that is something that might catch Mirko particularly off guard because he likes to, he blocks that 1 button, he takes his turn, he'll down 1. He is, I think, the most poke-happy Scorpion I've seen, period. And it's often with Searing Rage, he gets even more extreme because he has like so many options. Now that max range death spin, the irritation, there's so much knockback and pushback that a lot of characters from the highest, like the furthest distance, kind of struggle to punish it, actually.
That's why death spin is good though. Not every character can punish it every time, and it does a lot of chip. Always has done. Oh, counter hit.
There's a breaker available. Mirko goes for the spear just in case, and in this case will be correct. No breaker for Sleeping Lion, probably because I think he wants to use the orbiting hat.
Ooh. Punish, yep. Had no bar, so he just took the side switch, the optimal finish for the situation. Punish from that range? No, he couldn't.
Surely forward 2 would have hit from that range.
Maybe a micro dash first, but I'm not sure. Oh, burning spear forward throw. Ah.
Oh, even more prominent now.
Went for it.
I think that forward throw even more prominent now that grabs have been kind of nerfed. They don't do 1% less damage. So those kind of like buff throws much more lethal, as in like being able to just get that damage.
Okay. Back throw. There it is. Escape failed once more. Sleeping Lion had that, but Mirko was able to tech. The double amp, and this time the block. Sleeping Lion being careful now. Oh, good confirm on the mid.
That forward 4 again, another confirm. That forward 4 and grab, has worked since day 1. And he goes to the spin ender. Damage, positioning. That forward 1 should, by all means, allow him to take the round if he doesn't drop the combo, get to the amp, and the forward 4 to finish. This is now going to be corner positioning for Sleeping Lion, but the question is for how long? That teleport cancel still exists? No, it doesn't. Sorry, Searing Rage. I'm so stupid. Never mind. There's the grab. I was like, I'm so used to seeing Scorpion and being like, oh, he's got the teleport cancel. Wait, no, Mirko's actually playing Searing Rage. Not something you see every day.
Oh, the commitment. Sleeping Lion. So much damage before we've even left the ground. Almost 200, but there's the late jump kick. That spear side switch too for damage. Oh, big jump out of the corner. Oh, no confirm, but actually, does he still have this? I think he does. No, he doesn't. Wait, no, he's already used it. My mistake. Well, that's gonna be in it. Yes.
Yo, you and I need to pay more. You and I need to pay more attention to this match right now.
Hey,
I'm watching it. I'm calling it, and I'm just being like, he's got the teleport cancel. I'm like, wait, no, he's playing Searing Rage. What am I talking about? And you're like, oh, he's already used it. Oh. We are the most professional commentators.
Hey, my mistake was like half a second, and I instantly was like, oh, hang on, no, he has used it already. Yours was much worse.
I corrected mine as well. I just, it was a good sentence. I didn't want to throw myself off. It was sounding
good.
You
keep pointing it out, which means that everyone notices it. If you don't point it out, people will forget about it faster.
Are you saying if we don't point out our errors, chat probably won't notice it, but because we do point out, we just put it right out in the open, and it just becomes way worse.
My point exactly is that we're still talking about it right now.
We could be talking about anything right now, though.
And we should be talking about the match.
Well, the match is finished. What's there to talk about?
The next match
hasn't started yet.
Well, regardless,
checkmate. Checkmate, here.
The big difference in that match, though, was I feel like Mirko wasn't able to find as many openings. I think Mirko is again. I think we saw much less drops from him in that time, but I think Lion is actually being a lot more reserved here, which is definitely progress. We're seeing him kind of less commitment. He still does a lot of double orbiting hat, but he's not kind of always looking to keep it going. But a big punish. He just spent bar in that, so there we see the 2-bar. That's definitely not optimal damage. He could have done the teleport first, but hey, it's going to give him the lead, and it does give him a spear activation.
But this full screen game is always interesting because Mirko, when he feels like it's safe to immediately throw out that spear, he's okay. But a lot of this is just waiting for Kung Lao. Just waiting for Sleeping Lion to do something. By the way, nice confirm stuff right there. There's the 1-1 to challenge it. Sleeping Lion, the orbiting hat. He did lose that confirm. The ability to break away. Instant jump. Wow! He's like, get back down.
That's the bar spent the dash up grab at the important tech. Forward throw, however, what we see from Lion. There's the one defensive bar. Back roll. Oh, back roll into fatal blow. The call out, and it connects.
Gonna do a lot of damage too. Not many attacks, I think, before it, so there's fat chance of it scaling at this point.
Oh,
and a grab again. Sleeping Lion continuing.
Round 2, fight.
Yeah, that was an expensive round for Lion, but I don't think you mind. Oh my goodness! With a grab into down. I did get another drop Mirko. It's got to be said, his execution, especially on these down 2 crushing blows, has not been all there today. That is a big combo to drop. He's dropped it all but one time. And the damage left on the table is immense. He just has not been able to seal it.
Oh, staggers. Oh, instantly interrupted. Sleeping Lion looking for it, and the fact that Mirko, again, no defensive bar, so that's a fat 420 damage. He manages to get the teleport into orbiting hat. With the way things are going, makes the back 3 whiff with a tidy little jump kick to finish, and that is actually already 1 game away for Sleeping Lion to being able to move on and fight Sweet Frazier.
We're getting close, aren't we? I mean, Sleeping Lion, we have to say, he is the current reigning champion of the EU Open Series. He was able to win last Tuesday in a really strong fashion. After a reset, he's looking really good, had a really good week. And again today, especially players in the Open Series, when they've tasted that first win and they've gotten that initial first place, we've seen many players be able to turn that momentum and success into more firsts over the weeks, especially in Europe. In Europe we have a different winner practically every week, but a lot of them are returning winners from previous weeks, if that makes sense. So it's definitely nice to kind of see that difference. And Sleeping Lion, he's riding this massive snowball. And remember, the winner of this set does go on to fight Sweet Frazier in grand finals. So it is definitely not impossible that we can see a new matchup. And we are seeing Mirko. He has stuck with the Searing Rage, so he is going to be playing that for the duration of the losers finals that's left. Now from here, however, he has a lot of work to do. Sleeping Lion.
Round 1, fight.
is in the lead, but can he seal the match? And again, starting off with that death spin, we're seeing Mirko do that a lot, just to build that space.
Yeah, I think also shutting down the opportunity for like an instant jump. You know, those immediate advances that Kung Lao would normally try and make. I can only imagine Death Spin does shut down quite a few of those. Otherwise, Mirko wouldn't do it every single game. However, clean anti-air, that's going to allow that forward 3 conversion and actually spending 2 bars. Going for the big stuff. Going for the big stuff. Anti-air again, that back one. No meter to confirm though. But the interruption. That 1-1, just like that. Goes for the double forward 3 and he gives himself 29%, not too shabby. And that spear buff still activated. I think a really big deal is that while that spear buff is activated, that's going to kill, by the way. Yeah, it will. When that spear buff is active, man, 18%, closer to 19. It's kind of insane, isn't it?
It is immense damage for a single string. A string with so much loaded onto it as well, right? Plus frames for the second hit, the third hit, gapless, safe on blocks at what, -3, I think it is? Oh, okay, Mirko just let the whole thing rock from range. That's peculiar.
Looking for a trip guard again, back 3 whiffing over that jump kick. Kind of shades of how the last game ended at this rate. There's that forward 4, the down 3, that's the orbiting hat, more damage incoming. Just that classic Kung Lao pressure. Speaking of which, that mid's going to connect. Spin to win. Oh my god, asking you shall
spend it.
Becomes even more of it. Kung Lao getting probably dizzy as hell right now. Oh, the duck. Wait a minute. Mirko, can he do the sequence all the way?
Oh, there it is.
No, this time. Match point, Sleeping Lion. Man wants to keep his title. He's so close to getting an opportunity.
You could just see how much Sleeping Lion, like his offense just explodes when he has you in the corner. He's really trying to make something with it. He's looking for it. Ooh. Yes, that's actually not so bad. The empty jump, the breakaway forced.
They trade defensive bar for defensive bar right there. By orbiting hat, you break, and now both of us have nothing. Let's do it the old-fashioned way.
Oh, there's the mid.
Let it go. Did not let that string go.
Oh,
let it
hang
go.
on a minute.
Twice anti-air down 2. Mirko getting stuffed trying to anti-air Kung Lao. What are you thinking?
Good jump out of the corner, Mirko. Okay. He has to spend the other one, right? He has to side switch. No, he actually is just going to get the fight out of the corner altogether. Spending the KB. Reactivation of the buff, but the duck again. Now Lion, he's got 1 orbiting hat. He did break away, so it's going to be a while until we see the second.
All of these pokes, but just letting it rock. Has to watch out for that overhead, though. Remember, this is Sleeping Lion's match point. Mirko wins this round. We're going into a game 5.
What's worrying me, though, is he's got Fatal Blow. Sleeping Lion with Fatal Blow is the most unpredictable. You never know when he's going to let it go. Oh!
Oh, he could have Fatal Blow!
He could have done it there.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. No time to think about it
Oh,
now.
what
Oh,
no! Sleeping Lion! He missed
Sleeping
it!
Lion, what?
He can
How
Fatal
did
Blow
man
forward,
miss
right?
both triggers? No! Oh no, Sleeping Lion, not like this. Not like this. Dude, not like this. We can't end it.
I mean, Fatal Blow wasn't on cooldown, right? Like, we didn't just miss it.
No, he didn't use it. He didn't use it at all. He didn't use it once. That was the moment. I don't know what happened there.
That was an unfortunate input error, to say the least. Sleeping Lion, he had the game in the palm of his hands.
Oh, what if
it was
you
there.
lose the set after that? That's gotta feel bad, man. The game was over. The set was done.
That is definitely not what you want if you're Sleeping Lion. You know, the set was his. And he got the punish. He got forward 1-3. He just had to do the Fatal Blow, but he just missed it. But he didn't get any other specials. He didn't do anything. I wonder if he tried and just mistimed it. He just mistimed the cancel. That's the only thing that makes sense in my mind. But regardless, we are going to a game 5. A game 5 that, as far as I'm concerned, should not be happening, but it is. And we've been saying before, right, when you make those mistakes and it gets a little bit iffy at the end of the game, you have to be able to go, right, forget about it, move on. This is the epitome of that. You must not let that choke get you down in this last match. Because if you do, you'll go into this thinking about the wrong thing. Game 5.
And the thing is, momentum belongs to Mirko now. Off the back of that, when a match like that goes away, when you have the win in the palm of your hand, and now Mirko's getting those anti-airs, there's no breakaway for Sleeping Lion. This is going to be just a full combo. You can clearly tell that Mirko is feeling that absolute momentum because he hasn't dropped a single thing yet. He's got the anti-air, the down 3. This is the opening that Sleeping Lion needed so bad because the way things are right now, you cannot lose the game when victory was yours. No! Oh, no. This could be one of the biggest chokes we've seen in the Open Series. I'm trying to think about
I don't know if I'd go that far. We've definitely seen worse.
Whoa. Yeah, it's a close contest.
I mean,
surely.
It's a choke, make no mistake, but I'm not about to say it's like the worst one we've ever seen. The double amp.
I don't know, man. Oh, I don't know, Jake. I think it's pretty bad. Match point for Mirko, though, and he is not going to worry about it. Not going to worry about it at all because it's not going to be his problem. You know, if he's able to win the game, then all the power to him. Capitalize on your opponent's mistakes. Part of the competitive. Oh, no. Punched him in the chin, Jake. This is going wrong. This is going all wrong.
It's not over, though. The big problem is Sleeping Lion's having to spend a lot of bar on breakaways, so he just doesn't have orbiting hat very often. Oh, no punish again!
Oh, good lord. If he wasn't flustered before, he certainly is now. The way things are going, this has been a disaster of a game 5. That's going to do extra damage because of the spear buff and Mirko just continuing to push forward.
This is so tense.
Sleeping Lion. He's just standing there. He's just standing there now. I'm not sure.
Look,
he's having to be
waiting
so
for death
patient.
spin. He has to respect it. He doesn't respect death spin, he will get hit for free.
He was also not sure when he wanted to pull the trigger on the orbiting hat.
Oh, no!
Oh, no. That's half of it. And now here comes the other half. Do not get hit. The flawless block attempt. Wait, no flawless block.
Yeah, this could be a lifeline. Okay, orbiting hat number 1. Yes, catch him. Yeah, catch the armor break. That's what we're looking for. Sleeping Lion stays alive. The fatal blow to seal it. Now here we are. Match point incoming. That's going to kill for sure, thanks to the armor break rescaling.
Okay.
This
Match
is it.
point both sides. This is where you take that sigh of relief as Sleeping Lion. I took the round. Let's finish it.
Mirko's down on defensive bar too. Sleeping Lion, if he can get a hit here, the damage will be quite gnarly. Whenever that Flaming Spear is up, you have to watch out. Oh, hello. Not bad. Oh, whip punish again, the dive kick. Oh, hang on. Sleeping Lion. Gets the combo. Yep. Okay. This is a good lead.
He's done a great job of stabilizing it. I was so worried for him at the start. Mirko won't stop jumping. And it looks like Sleeping Lion's going to throw it back. There's a breaker available, but I mean, he knows. Orbiting hat now with this life, that's his ticket to winning it. So he has to concede that damage.
But there is fatal blow for Mirko. Good wake up.
3. Looks for the less obvious. Forward 3. Oh, no! No! All right.
He has no bar either. This is all damage.
Yep, and now fatal blow confirm will win the game. Do not get hit. He's fishing for it. That's what that forward 4 was all about. He's fishing for it. No, man! Oh, just enough. Mirko. Patience up until the very end, where there was none. Sleeping Lion, off what could have been, I still will say, could have been one of the absolute worst chokes we've seen in Open Series. He still got the win in that final round. That's what it's all about. And being able to capitalize when things go as wrong as they did. That was one hell of a set, to be honest. But now,
and I want to say, very impressive turnaround from Sleeping Lion. For that penultimate game to go down the way it did at the end, for Sleeping Lion to again lose that first round with again a couple of combo drops, it was looking like he was a bit too shaken up for his own good, right? But then we saw the armor break pick up at the end, the orbiting hat, the air-to-air conversion into the perfectly timed armor break. And then for the patience at the very end. I understand why Mirko went for that fatal blow. That raw fatal blow from that range in that kind of high-pressure, high-tension scenario is trying to catch something very just sporadic in the moment. And Sleeping Lion showed patience, a lot of patience, and brings himself through to 2 grand final appearances in just as many weeks. A really impressive run, Sleeping Lion. He went down to loser's first round of today at the hands of K-Top and has done nothing but win, and win some more through the loser's bracket, and his well-deserved appearance in grand finals on the loser's side, albeit against Swee Frazier, who awaits in the winner's side. We have one hell of a grand finals ready to go, but it's not quite ready. We're going to go to one final break for the first half of today's action while we get this grand final set up. Swee Frazier, versus Sleeping Lion. Grand finals will be up in a few minutes' time. See you then.
Sangue Frio é o primeiro campeão aqui da primeira etapa da Liga Latina. Sensacional!
Look at this damage.
Very doable!
Jokes, no gimmicks, just combat.
PlayStation.
The PS4 Tournament's Open Series has been full of fantastic finishes, killer combos, and a friendship or two.
I would not trust his ability to cook anything.
We've seen promising new players and household names continue to dominate. Do not miss a single moment of the PS4 Tournament's Open Series monthly finals.
PlayStation.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the PS4 Tournament's MK11 Open Series Invitational. We are just about to finish our latest week of EU/CIS. My name's Ketchup, joined by Mustard as always, and as our players are now sitting pretty in the lobby, our grand finals will be starting very, very soon. Sleeping Lion and Swee Frazier. Swee Frazier has been an animal today with Noob Saibot, and it's been 3 different variations, actually, to get the job done. Sleeping Lion has been rocking Kung Lao exclusively, just had to display a fair amount of clutch and composure against Mirko in the losers finals, and now has that shot of being able to win another championship. Now, I gotta say, Swee Frazier, he has, I think, impressed me the most today, Mustard. I think you would pretty much agree.
Yeah, I do think so. I think Swee Frazier has been an impressive player for a while, but to see him have such a dominant run through the entirety of today's tournament, alongside how much of Noob Saibot he has had to kind of explore and kind of play over time, it's nothing short of impressive. You know, this is merely one variation we've seen today: the Spirit Ball, Sickle Snag, Shadow Slide. We've seen other versions, right? We've still seen a lot of launching teleport. We've seen launching teleport plus slide plus Spirit Ball, and I actually have no idea which of these to expect against Kung Lao, so we'll definitely find that out soon. But on the flip side, Sleeping Lion, our reigning champ of the Open Series in EU, was able to win last week on the back of a very relatively sweaty back and forth in the grand finals against Mercer, and was just able to take out Mirko. So quite the run over the last 2 weeks has Sleeping Lion had. And even more impressive, Sleeping Lion was sent to losers in today's tournament 3-0 in probably the fastest match of the day, courtesy of K-Top. So for Sleeping Lion to have such a rough start and then bring it back all the way from round 1 losers in dominant setting every single time, match after match, that is also very impressive. So this is quite, I would say, the polarizing grand finals, where Sleeping Lion had a really rough start and has had to drag it back from behind, whereas Swee Frazier, he started out on top and has been on the top the entire time. So I think this is a really interesting dynamic, and I want to see who's going to take it. This is week number 4 of December before we go into our monthly finals this Sunday, the 27th. But this is also, you know, this is the final one before a lot of us kind of take a break. You know, holiday season, the festive season's coming over. Christmas in just a few days' time, which I know many of us will be taking the day off for it. So, you know, being the last champion before Christmas, if that's something you care about, could be quite nice. But who knows? Only one of the 2 players can do it. We have Swee Frazier. Winner's side, Sleeping Lion losers. I will take a very brief moment to explain what that actually means for those of you that may be new viewers. You know, we're on the PlayStation Twitch. Maybe you're new to watching competitive. It's a best of 5 set. So in grand
Night
finals,
time.
yep, Sweet Frazier is here from the winner's side. He just has to win 1 3 out of 5 set. Tournament's over, he wins. Sleeping Lion, here from the loser's side, has to win the 3 out of 5 to reset the bracket, effectively knocking Sweet Frazier into losers. We go back to 0-0, and then we play a second and final best of 5. Now, Sweet Frazier has half the work to do and has been having a much better day overall. So, curious to see if he can take it from the winner's side, or if we're going to see Sleeping Lion bring it all the way back with this change to Nightwolf. We're seeing this for the first time today from him.
But I feel like as well, the Nightwolf has been a character he's going to have a very similar game plan across all of it. It's just the utility that changes slightly. Really, it's just, you have that choice with Nightwolf. If you play Nightwolf across the board, it is that 1-1-1, it is that forward 2. It's kind of the stuff in the neutral you want. Maybe conversion tools like right now. Wow, raw Rhino charge. That's one way to start a series. Okay. But as we now jump in, that one immediately coming through. Noob Cybot. The thing about these two characters have in common, Mustard, incredibly good down 3s.
Very similar down 3s, actually. Very low profile, very long range, opens up a lot of their offense.
Counter hit. Yeah, those cancels are not real. That's one thing Sleeping Lion does. He cancels Lightning Arrow a lot, but they are punishable in a lot of instances. Right there, Sweet Frazier interrupted it with back 1. And got it for himself, however.
Safety. Oh, the reaction. Now, very unsafe, though, is Lightning Arrow point blank. That's the danger. No, unlike the normal arrow with Nightwolf, where obviously you can amplify it, you can hold it for different times the same, but it's a bit safer on block because there is that little extra element. Lightning Arrow on block at point blank range, or even mid-screen on block, is going to just be death, especially against someone like Noob Cybot. He has that long range back 3 low, he's got the forward 2, all the buttons he could need to get those long range punishes. He's not going to struggle with that.
Right, potential.
Oh, he was
down
in
4.
Okay.
Oh. I think it's because he started his back 3 or something. He takes like that little stomp or something similar.
But this time again, Sleeping Lion letting go the Lightning Arrow on block. I think he really wants to play around the mind game of do I cancel it or do I not?
I don't know why. I don't know if that's worth it though.
It's very unsafe. It's very punishable either way.
Against Noob Cybot, who's absolutely...
Oh, good trade.
Shoot heavily, yep. No trades to be had from the shadow tackle. Oh, he's looking for it. That's definitely going to be something else. That's full punish. Sleeping Lion taking the rest. I mean, he was taking the risk there because if he did hit that amplify on its own, that's a crushing blow. It's a stun. It's a fatal blow. It's the round. He was willing to lose the game on that because if it worked, the round was his.
Now this actually, should we see Sweet Frazier seal the deal and win this tournament today, this will be the first time in Open Series history that we would have seen someone win a tournament using only Noob Cybot for the entire time. And that is really interesting because we've actually seen a fair few Noob Cybot players over time with like a pocket noob here and there. We've seen the other specialists such as like Abyss in North America, Noob Cybot specialist as well. But this is the first time we may have seen a Noob Cybot main, like designated main, win the entire tournament with no change. And that is always exciting to see. And it's not been through like just one variation either. Sweet Frazier has had to play, he's had to like sample the platter that is the Noob Cybot custom move combinations and has looked really good today because of it. Even here, he's kind of foregone the Spirit Ball. He has only the slide as his projectile, but he kind of doesn't really need anything else. The straight clone is going to lose hard to arrow, so he may as well take that out of the equation completely. He has the damage, right? Big damage, big neutral control. Going to force Sleeping Lion to be more aggressive. Oh, whiff punish. 2 clones already. 2 moves, 2 clones. Oh, another one. 3-4. Oh, 5-6.
Punish again. It's the amount of damage you will get from punishing those gaps. Or say gaps, punishing those cancels. Because you're just giving yourself up as punishable. Against Noob Cybot is quite a risk to play. What?
I wonder if he tried to do it. I wonder if he tried to teleport amplify with punish and just got the amp instead.
Maybe. Either way, that side switch now. Back to the full screen, Sleeping Lion. I do respect him trying to keep the fight up close,
nice
though,
punish.
and that's a lovely reversal punish for sure. But I do like him trying to keep the fight close range. The thing is,
that breakaway, no.
But that lightning arrow is going to get you teleported, and teleport with Noob Cybot definitely doesn't tickle, does it?
I actually think he might have the crushing blow Running Man as well now, because I'm pretty sure he's hit 10 clones. Oh, whip punish! Oh, he tried. He tried. Just missed it. Next, that interactable as well. Damage could be quite monstrous. Ooh, hello. Raw uppercut attempt. What I was trying to catch.
Have we even actually been able to see any move apart from Lightning Arrow so far? I'm sure he takes Rising Tomahawk with this
He does,
variation.
but he hasn't got a hit confirmed yet.
No, he hasn't had an opening, has he?
He genuinely has not had an opportunity to use it because he has not got a standing one punish. He hasn't got any punish for that matter. He hasn't hit an overhead. He just has not been able to open up Sweet Frazier with anything except just raw specials or throws. And even then... Oh, good break, but... Oh, the meaty as well! Sweet Frazier, 2-0 lead now. Looking really good and poised to take this tournament. Sleeping Lion, the Nightwolf, hasn't just been able to work out. I mean, we said, right, the brick wall that Noob Saibot is. If Noob Saibot has the life lead and you have to go to him, he can kind of just wall up against you. Especially against, a character like Nightwolf, who is a strong character, to be sure. But if you have the reactions to never get hit by the overhead, you're not going to get opened up by his auto shimmy. Harder to do online, to be certain, but not impossible if you are, sitting pretty and comfortable, which we know that Sweet Frazier is. He's totally okay. And he'll kind of accept the throw game, like the back throw a lot, because he gets sent to full screen. That's where Noob Saibot's going to have the advantage. Yeah, and Sleeping Lion going back to the... Oh, hang on. Kung Lao, but it looked like, unless my eyes deceive me, could be Buzzsaw. Haven't seen Buzzsaw Kung Lao in a while, not since we saw Derpy win a few weeks ago, using Buzzsaw Kung Lao. Now, Buzzsaw, very strong indeed. Yep, Buzzsaw and Air Teleport. Now, Buzzsaw Lao, very much a flavor of the month variation for a lot of the community right now. A lot of Lao players started using this at the same time. We saw different levels of success, but a very strong move indeed. But unlike anything else Kung Lao did. Oh, the whip punish again! Oh, that was very interesting to see that drop.
It's because he did it without the dash buffer. Sorry, it's so weird. I spend so much time with this.
Whenever a Noob Saibot player drops a combo, you can guarantee that Ketchup's just going to come in and explain exactly why it dropped.
No, you mentioned, you said it was weird.
It was relevant. It's just, it was relevant. It's such a common thing. It's like, yeah, well, here it comes.
You asked!
I know, which is why I'm not being sarcastic about it.
Still point out though, didn't you? By the way, it looks like that 1-1-3 coming through. Amplified, trying to stay safe. Buzzsaw. Now, what does this do? I have not seen Sweet Frazier tackle has to die. Now a break is possible. Again, I like that. That's really good answer for them breaking, and counter hit!
Now, I love the way that Sweet Frazier, he's been going for the optimals all day and has been hitting them, but in this one set, it's the grand finals, he's got the winner's side, he's dropped 2 in a row, so he's like, you know what, hell with it. I'm gonna do the very basic version, because it does still do good damage, and I'm gonna keep the lead. Because the important thing, it's like, look, don't lose momentum.
Really good trade, by the way. One thing Sweet Frazier does, I think this actually might help him in the matchup. This is still tournament point for the Noob Saibot, but he sees that Buzzsaw, the slide amp punishes, you do more damage to Kung Lao, and you get those 2 clones. It's not a... Whoa,
that's not meant to happen. That's not meant to happen.
Someone clip that. Clip that. That's not meant to happen. Someone clip that. Clip that right now.
He just hit him with that vertical judo chop. Why did he get his vanilla up to down to?
I'm clipping that myself because... Wait, what? What? He had that down 2, but there was no... What? I've never seen that.
But for those of you that might be curious as to why we're so surprised, we'll watch this round first, because this might be the end of the tournament, so we'll talk about it more in a little bit. Because this is still tournament point for Sweet Frazier, but that was very weird what just happened there. But for now... Oh, there's the jail again, confirmed.
You have to break. There's the down 2, just to be safe and sure. And Sweet Frazier. I saw him play. And I was thinking this could be his day to win, and it will be in dominant fashion. Sweet Frazier bringing this Noob Saibot into the limelight. 3 different variations this guy used today, and he got success with all 3 of them. Really happy that he took this win, to be honest. I'm a big fan of Noob Saibot.
Solid as a rock.
We knew, we knew there would be Noob Saibot players really coming into their element with Ultimate and the... And he's absolutely a perfect example of it. A great result, a great win, and even in that final game, that very beautiful Kung Lao thing. So we'll talk about it a little bit now, while we kind of wait and talk about Sweet Frazier's dominance. Basically, Kung Lao had no hat on his head, and normally when he hasn't got a hat, he does a different down 2 and a different up 2 because he hasn't got the hat, so he can't use it as animations. But what happened was Kung Lao did his down 2 and it crushing glowed, but there was no hat in his hand. It was a very unusual exchange. It should have been his other one, which I'm not even sure would have reached. Anyway, I'm going to go check the tapes.
The reason it's important is because they're actually two different moves. They behave differently.
Yeah, Atlas down 2 would not have hit. It would have missed at that range.
But no, the important thing though is not that. What could have been a bug? Doesn't matter because it didn't actually affect the game in a bad way for Sweet Frazier. Sweet Frazier with this, look at this dominant run today. 3-1 over Fabs, 3-1 over K-Top, 3-1 over Mirko, and 3-0 over Sleeping Lion. He was practically unchallenged all of today. A little bit of resistance in his earlier matches, but not enough to stop things. That was really well played overall, Sweet Frazier. He has been a player that we consistently have seen more and more and more over the months, and now has got that big first place. So huge congratulations, Sweet Frazier. I know you're a really hard worker in this game, always on that grind, and I'm happy that you're able to seal the deal.
Didn't do too bad in our own tournament this last weekend. Massive Strike, you know. Shout-outs to Massive Strike.
Yeah, shout-outs to us. Yes, let's
shout-outs
say that.
No, I wasn't saying shout-outs to us. I was saying shout-outs to our tournament. Now, by the way, importantly, check out the monthly final schedule. Look at all these games. We have Under Night, Soul Calibur, FIFA, BB Tag, MK11 Ultimate. All of it can be found here on the Open Series because the Open Series isn't just Mortal Kombat, it's multiple games. So if you're a gamer, you know, you play some of these games, you want to get involved, do it. Soul Calibur, you can always catch that action. There's a lot of fighting games. PlayStation and Sony have been extremely kind to the FGC this year, and especially the Mortal Kombat community appreciate their contributions. Now, that may be the monthly final schedule, but we've only done half the day. We have another half to get through. We're going to go for about an hour and 40 minutes. It's quite an extended break. We ended this quite quickly, and mostly thanks to Sweet Frazier, I think.
It's true.
But we will go away, take a break, and in 1 hour and 40 minutes, we'll be back, same place, for North America, week 4 of December, for the Open Series. Thank you all so much for watching so far. If this is where you have to go, thank you for joining us. And for those that are sticking around, we'll see you in just under 2 hours' time. See you in a bit. This is the Open Series.